All right. Hello, Zeekward. Hello, Gwendolyn. Hello, Jan, I think is how you pronounce that. Please correct me if I'm incorrect. Um, hello, Alyssa. Welcome. So this stream should be pretty simple. The Great Club is, we can get it immediately from Blighttown. We don't have any prerequisites. We just run down there, grab it. My HUD is off. That's the last time I played this. Hello, Phalia. Hello, Marcus. Yeah, I changed it to Demon Souls first of all because I like the Maiden in Black doing little feet kick a lot more than um just the like bonfire Dark Souls one. But also I've noticed that a lot of my theming in my on my channel is Demon Souls. Like I use a lot of Demon Souls music, just because I like it. I like the vibe. Hello, Krista. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. I highly recommend playing Demon Souls. It is a very good game. Especially if you haven't played it before. I would recommend the original over the remake, but the remake is still very, very good. The Great Club, just because that was the poll option. I will put the large club on a poll soon. I'm not sure exactly when, though. I mean, I emulated the PS3 version. I do own. I mean, I also own the PS3 version. But I did emulate the PS3 version because it makes it easier to record or whatever. I don't have a PC. That is an issue then. If you ever have the ability to play it, I highly recommend it. Gwendolyn, that is a very relatable issue. The greatest club indeed. It is the highest AR strike weapon. It is not the highest AR weapon in the game. That would go to the Demon's Great Axe, obviously. But a lot of times strike is better than standard damage, so you'll get higher effective damage out of the Great Club with like any dragons or whatever. Yeah, the Great Club is the one at the bottom of Blighttown, and the large club is the one that you get from the infested barbarians. Yeah, I like the music and just like general vibes in the PS3 version a lot more. Especially the music. Oh my god, they ruined the soundtrack in the remake. I swear to god. I mean, I like the remake, and the music does sound good, but it's not Demon Souls, you know? Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend playing Demon Souls without spoilers. So, what is your drip? If I have to level, if I have to dupe to level endurance, unfortunately, I don't think I will be doing it. But what is your drip? Finish Covenant farming? Congratulations. How strong is the Great Club? Yeah. That is a fair point. I mean, the large club, aside from getting it being annoying, it is, as far as I know, higher DPS with, actually, I think the enchanted large club is the highest AR without enchantments, or without buffs, rather. If I remember off the top of my head correctly. But generally, like, it really depends on your playstyle, I feel like, because if you can make use of the slightly faster large club moveset, then that's just gonna get you more damage. But if you can't, like, the Great Club is just also insanely good. Yeah, but I don't want to level endurance too much. I need to level up faith too, because I'm going to be using Sunlight Blade, Giant to Nitrous. RPCS 3 only worked with Linux. Huh. What world would you say looks better in the remake, Gwendolyn? But yeah, the quality of life is really nice, and it looks incredible. The magic effects look so good, but the color palette is just so much more like, I don't know, it's weirdly saturated. It's also, it doesn't have that distinct yellowy vibe that you get from Demon Souls. I'm doing a suicide run for the Great Club, if that wasn't obvious. Crimson Scar to the Fire Witch Girl and Ceaseless is... Oh, the Gold Hem set and Boar Helm. The Boar Helm is so funny. Oh, the large club has an 8 poison. I kind of forgot about that. I mean, there's not really any reason to use resins. The damage is fine. Admittedly, there's also no reason to use... Sunlight Blade, but... I mean, it's funny. Night Rain is mid. Yeah, poison is not super great. Power of Latria? Yeah, that's fair. 3-2 specifically. 3-1, the vibe is not super great in my opinion, but 3-2 does look good. There it is. There's our weapon. Had easy. Pardon me. I don't think I have the stats for it yet. Yeah. Not even two-handing. I can fast roll with it, at least. Anyway, Night Rain is super fun. I'm gonna let myself die. I don't know what I'm trying to get away. I beat Night Rain. I beat the final boss of Night Rain last night. No spoilers or anything, but I had a really good time with it. And I'm definitely gonna keep playing it. I want to try to get the Path of the Champion achievement, which is beating the final boss with all characters, which is gonna take forever, but I'm really looking forward to it. How much strength do I need to two-hand? I'm actually not sure off the top of my head. For now, I'm going to use the battle axe to get the large club. It took me 4 hours to get past the first Night Lord of the Friend. And then after the update, I first tried the Night Lord solo. The first Night Lord solo with both Iron Eye and Duchess. So after the new update, solo is extremely easy for the first Night Lord. Got done with watching State of Play. Anything interesting? Yeah, I mean, Night Rain isn't perfect. But like, it is a very, very fun game. My main problem is I wish they had more reuse of like Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 and 3 bosses, because fighting them in that completely different context is really interesting and fun. Yeah, after the update, co-op is just harder if you don't get good teammates. Yeah, a lot of the achievements are very difficult. It also depends on your class, though, because, like, Recluse is going to have a harder time solo, obviously, no matter what. Executor is really fun, but it's really hard to get into that groove, especially after playing Sekiro. Come on, I got this. The strength requirement is 28. They vastly increased rune acquisition for solo play in the update, so you get way more runes, and it's way easier. Your battery is just like the state of play comment section. Almost dead. I don't know. Executor is really fun, but if you can't draw aggro, which admittedly is very difficult to do with the skill, it's not super great in co-op. So it's probably better for solo play than co-op, admittedly. 19 strength again. Whose batteries are salty? Yeah, Executor for the Dex and Arc is crazy. You can apply bleed so quickly. I played Duchess for status build because I think that's more fun, but Iron Eye is busted. Neo 3? Yeah, I never played Neo. I want to, but I don't know. I just never have. Yeah, Executor skill does their skill does so little damage. It's kind of, if you have any sort of like status at all, or even a decent weapon, the skill kind of becomes useless if you're not king, and even then you can just roll, right? Yeah, Wilder is also busted. Wilder's really fun. The movement's really fun, especially for solo. Like getting a decent greatsword for the stance break potential. Really fun class. This is doing more damage than I anticipated. Also, if I play horribly, oh my goodness. Immediately started coughing after laughing, and that hurt. If I'm playing poorly today, it's because I'm used to Night Rain dodging, and dodging in Night Rain is extremely easy. So blame Night Rain if I'm playing poorly. Come back here. Oh my goodness. Imagine being bad at Dark Souls. Couldn't be me. Failing Duchess Remembrance? I don't think I finished the Duchess Remembrance. I finished Iron Eyes, and I finished Wilders, and that's it, I think. Hey, it's a giant blacksmith! I'm gonna use Sunlight Blade, because it's funny. Big to nitrous. I do the skips because they're fun, and they also make the game take less time. Which admittedly, most of the time, like when I'm not streaming, I'll fight every boss, but when I am streaming, there's not really any reason to do all the bosses. So I don't really worry about it. Did I pick up any souls? I did not. Neo 3 is released already? Or, oh, T is okay. I was gonna say. They just shadow dropped Neo 3. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's struggling with Dark Souls games after Night Rain. Demon Souls yesterday, not the best time. I mean, to be fair, all the different classes have really good stats that they can focus on, right? Oh. June 21st Silk Song Shadow Drop. It would be so funny if they did that. Yeah, I know I can pick up souls. I just kind of don't. I'm gonna be going around to places where I'm gonna get a bunch of souls anyway. Aside from the fact that I am absolutely horrendous at playing Raider, Guardian, and Recluse, yeah, none of the Night Rain classes feel bad. Oh yeah, Deltarune's out, huh? I thought that was today. I was gonna play that, but I'm already, like, very sucked into Night Rain. I'll probably play Deltarune eventually. I am very much looking forward to it, but it just kind of released at a bad time for me, specifically. Yeah, a lot of games are coming out recently. A lot of highly anticipated games as well. Like, we got a Elden Ring pseudo sequel. We got I know there's stuff going on with Silksong. I know there's stuff. I mean, Deltarune just came out, which has been anticipated for a while. Well, yeah, chapters 1 and 2 came out a while ago, but yeah, a couple of characters are planned for DLC. I know it's at least 2. I'm not sure how many. Never finished Undertale? That's... I think I did all 3 endings. It's very good. Yeah. The only problem with Night Rain is the longevity of the whole multiplayer experience. To be fair, though, Deltarune is very different from Undertale. Like, it's just a completely different story, you know? You don't need to play Undertale to play Deltarune. The basement is comfy. Is that where you game? I'm not gonna say that for spoiler reasons, but which means not. You're gonna have to look into that a little bit. I mean, Undertale's a pretty short game, all things considered. Like, less than 10 hours for each story path if you're going real slow. Well, actually, Genocide would probably take a little bit longer than that, but... I don't... It's probably due to Sony, yeah, but it would be really cool to have Bloodborne and Demon Souls bosses in Night Rain. Hello, Vigushin. Or, hello, Markiplier. Crazy, Markiplier's in my chat right now. I assume for the DLC characters, they're gonna add, like, completely unique archetypes, right? Like, Tinky Mage or, a character more dex-based. Like, fully dex-based, no arcane or whatever. Stuff like that. Surge Tankian? Huh? Kind of hard to play certain games with a fan base is unpleasant. The Black Knight died. Thankfully, I don't really have that issue with any games I like playing personally. You are watching Markiplier. I mean, I don't know. The neutral and pacifist routes are, I mean, they're not short. Like, if you go for true endings, they're not short. But they're not, like, insanely long, and you can definitely get all three in a reasonable amount of time. Like, a few weeks for the average person who has a job that isn't playing video games. A perfumer class would actually be so cool. Where it uses, like, the DLC perfumer class weapons. Same with, like... Oh, there we go. Like, the DLC... What's it called? The weapons... Also, I'm absolutely putting that on. The DLC weapons that make you punch stuff. Optimus Prime joins the chat. Oop. Revenant's weapon? I mean, it's claws. Is it similar to the perfume weapon? Because I know it has the destruction thing. Or Titanite. That's not what I want. I want chunks. The Revenant just has claws. The Revenant's claws are one of the best weapons in the game, by the way. If you go to a cave and get it upgraded to +2, you do good damage. God, especially if you have the... Well, actually, I guess... I don't know if that would count as spoilers, so I'm not going to say that. But it is one of the fastest reviving weapons in the game, if not the fastest. It's insanely powerful. Okay, but the perfumer weapons used to be insane. Didn't they nerf them to hell? So they're basically useless now. But like when the DLC came out, it was insanely good. At least some of them were. Oh. More large. At least I don't need to buy any large Titanite shards. Might get one from a... Might get a chunk from a Dark Wraith at least. Revenant does a lot of damage. If you feel like Revenant is only good for reviving, then you are playing Revenant wrong. Possible to play earlier versions of the game, of Elden Ring? I'm sure you can downpatch it. I'm sure most versions have been archived. That's a thing that Souls players, especially like speedrunners, do. Especially after Dark Souls 3. Miracles. I have never used... Well, I've used the Great Club a little bit. Mostly in, like, move swap. I've never properly used the Great Club. But I am very much assuming that I will enjoy it. Use this to get the strength that I need. Most of these Great Club in PvP. I don't play PvP at all. But I know it does crazy good damage in PvE against a lot of bosses. Need 28 strength, and then I won't level it up after that because of two-hand bonus. Okay. Pretty club, go bonk. My character name is Bonker, by the way. Not your in character, emphasizing power stancing. I mean... Hold on, it's in there somewhere. Also, wacky damage for completely unupgraded. Executor kind of already does that with the arcane stat, right? You're trying to get a bunch of status effects before using your skill to tank damage and such. So. But yeah, more like damage with power stancing specifically, where you get unique movesets for power stancing. What if I just fought gargoyles with an unupgraded club right now? I could do that. That would be a thing that I am allowed to do. I'm gonna try it. Wish me luck. Pray that Night Rain doesn't completely kill my ability to play Dark Souls 1. Everything's fine. I don't think I've ever been hit in the back with that, actually. If you give Miyazaki no feet picks, he'll add you to Night Rain. Gotta get the models. I mean, you can't one-shot most bosses in Dark Souls 3, right? So, yeah, Gargoyles is easy, but I'm bad at the video game right now. My caffeine hasn't even kicked in. Oh, read. That's fine. Never punished. Oh, read. I was punished. I'm gonna not be risky here. The roll attack is pretty quick as well. I should be utilizing more of the moveset. Oh. This is shockingly good damage for a completely unupgraded weapon. And of course, I immediately pick up a better weapon. That is unfortunate. The speed definitely leaves something to be desired, but the damage does not. I mean, I do technically meet requirements, just not one-handed. Did go to hell. No, I think we can all be in heaven. I don't see any problem with that. That was fast. Normally it's like, okay, I guess we are 20 minutes in. That's a little bit further than I thought, but it's usually like double this time before any floating happens. Yeah, being able to like hear other players when they ring the bell is one of the best things about the asynchronous co-op in this game, or asynchronous multiplayer. Bonk through the wall. Okay, I mean, what's a jump attack? Is the R2 just a worse jump attack? Okay, R2 is just worse jump attack. I mean, I do harder challenges sometimes. It's just like, at some point, the game isn't hard no matter what I do anymore. There are a couple harder challenges that I am working on. Like, Soul Level 1 Straight Sword Hill only is one that I want to do at some point. I don't know. Soul Level 1 with a few different weapons that are underutilized, in my opinion, for Soul Level 1 runs. But they can dodge like that? I feel like that's something I should know. Unupgraded, by the way. Very funny damage. But, yeah, I don't know. Hi, Afna. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, any challenge run is just a self-imposed limitation, right? So, technically, my weapon runs are challenge runs. Level 1 Straight Sword Hill isn't as bad as it seems, but it is definitely pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, the lightning attack obliterates your durability, so I imagine the main issue there is just trying to keep your durability intact, right? You have to use repair powder in between every couple of attacks, and it takes a little bit to actually use the attack. Lightning shards, I need 7 of these. I need 8 of these. I forget numbers. I don't know why I went between Dark Souls 1 and 2. Where you need 6 in Dark Souls 2 and 9 in Dark Souls 1. But I know what I'm doing. I was like, no damage. Yeah, it is disappointing. Do I have a level? Whoa, I actually do have a level. only 3 more levels in strength, and then I'll start leveling. Oh, I should have... I don't know. Dark Souls, or Pyro only is not technically impossible. You can get Black Flame before fighting Quelaag. Well, no. With glitches, you can get Black Flame before you have to fight Quelaag specifically. Yeah, so Straight Sword Hill Cell level 1 is definitely worse than Ghostblade, but Ghostblade Cell level 1 would be stupid. Because Straight Sword Hill can be buffed and do different damage types. Ghostblade cannot. Set you up for the hardest time ever. Yeah. Her and I talked about it a little bit. How she was the one who got you onto that. And I do think that's very funny. Hopefully a challenge runner recommending you to do a very difficult challenge run doesn't put you off of challenge running. Couldn't cheese the Centipede Demon? I mean, you don't need infinite casts, do you? I'm sure you can take out Quelaag and Centipede without it. Or without Fall Swap. That you can't Sunscape, but dang, that is an impossible run then. Without Sunscape, I don't know that I could do that. I want to get +5. I mean, I can probably fight the giant at +5. I don't think sitting at the bonfire does anything, no. It doesn't. I mean, it like refills your health or whatever, but it doesn't get you out of the death cam, as far as I know. But I've never actually tried it. Also, wait a second. You wouldn't need to do Sunskip to get to the DLC without fighting Quelaag. You can just skip Quelaag. You can get to Deathcam and Blighttown and skip Quelaag without a riposte. I didn't realize that's what you were getting at. Oh, I have a snake chasing me. I kind of forgot about that. It should be fine. Oh my goodness. With a +5? Okay. That's funny damage. This is going to be a very difficult run if you couldn't tell. Do I have a bone? No, that's fine. Bonk. I'm surprised. I don't think I've done a full game Great Club run before. It's very fun. The power of glitches, all runs are possible. You know, I could go back and do my literally nothing run. And the only summon I would have to do, well, yeah, I think I could do it with only summoning Solaire twice. Because I could skip Quelaag, so I wouldn't need to summon Maneater Mildred. And then if I just use the grab kill glitch for Super Ornstein. Why would you need a bow? Oh. What does a bow have to do with anything? I should have just gone. That's fine. Congratulations, Anthony. I'm proud of you. I mean, you don't technically need to beat Four Kings. You are very much misremembering Afna. You can do it with nothing equipped. There's a death cam trigger that is overlapping the platform. Near that one ladder with the guy on top, the crag spider on top. And then there's another crag spider just behind it. You can just go there. and then drop down to the bottom. I mean, Dark Moon isn't that big of a deal to get if you are using dupes. Pardon me. Pardon me. Oh yeah, there are multiple gold fog wall skips, huh? 'Cause I know there's the one where you use the death cam and ball control and meme rolls. There's also one. What's the other one? I think you have to like climb up onto the wall, onto some terrain you're not supposed to be on. I don't have enough souls for this, I don't think. Oh wait, I don't need to buy any. I mean, I did notice your name was Anthony. No, I mentioned it yesterday actually during the stream. I said, "What? You changed your name to Anthony?" Yeah, the Four Kings are a royal polycule. Yeah, the roll attack is stupidly fast. Why can't you destroy every building in the game with the Great Club? I'm streaming twice in 1 week because I decided to start doing occasional Demon Souls challenge, or not challenge runs, but weapon runs. Congratulations on your transition, Anthony. Also, riposts are not breaking the rules of only pyromancy, to be fair. I should actually activate the elevator. Fun fact, challenge runs are whatever rules the runner wants to set in place, whatever makes the run most interesting or fun. So, if you want to do no riposts in your, no fist only riposts in your pyromancy flame run, good for you. Have fun with a more boring run, I guess. Anthony, thank you so much. Individual squid, congrats on the the gifted membership. You know, I could beat the Iron Golem right now. I won't, because then I won't be able to get my souls out. But I could. I'm actively making a mod. I haven't like played through. I mean, I've played Remass Test. I've done a couple of runs in Remass Test with I've done stick only, which completely flopped for some reason. I think that run got like less than 1,000 views. I did gun only a long time ago. I'm planning on doing a couple other Remass Test runs as well. Like Titanite Pebble only, and then what was the other one? Boon only. Krista! Krista, thank you so much for bingo. Thank you. Both for the compliment and the money. I appreciate that a lot. I need to give you the ember. Gorgeous view. 800 souls per upgrade. That's actually quite a bit. Also, the Framped logo on that message is very rare. It's only on extremely highly rated messages. I don't remember how high. Anthony, again, Jesus, thank you. Congratulations, Gwendolyn, on the gifted membership. Thank you very much, Anthony. And again, thank you, Krista. I feel like I don't thank you enough. I'm not being very careful. I feel like I should be. Hold on. Let me try harder. double hit from the stagger. I think following the rules to a T is a lot more boring than just making the most interesting run possible in a lot of instances. Like doing literally nothing is super boring. So I used an obscure game mechanic to get a like one humanity so that I could summon Solaire, and then I had to get all the way to Anor Londo, not dying, to summon Solaire again. But I had to back up my save because there's no way Solaire was going to do that first try. So I'm just using all these different, interesting, unique things that most people probably don't know you can do in the game, and I think that makes it a lot more interesting, personally. I mean, lack of variety in vid. What do you mean? The obscurity of the weapon? I mean, it's a modded weapon, right? And when someone sees Dark Souls stick only, there's not a stick in Dark Souls. I figured that was gonna be the thing, but we're gonna make stickers for members. I don't have the technical ability to do that. But I don't know. If anyone does something for that, I could definitely. Okay, so I have all 3 blacksmith hammers video recorded. I just need to, and I have the script written as well. I just need to record the script and edit that. But that will come eventually, and I did use the giant blacksmith hammer for New Game Plus. The lemon PNG is like the most important part of the channel. I can't change the profile picture. That's kind of part of why I made my second channel, actually, because I didn't like having the not like my channel not representing me. So my second channel is just everything else I like other than Dark Souls, you know. Okay, well this is a big tree trunk, not a stick, you know. I mean, the Ghostblade video did, I think it's at like 40k views right now, which is one of my best performing videos in a long time. And that's one weapon with the dagger, with just a basic dagger moveset, right? Yeah, I'm the lemon girl for a reason. Gotta keep the lemon theming. Like the annoying orange? No thank you. You said you liked Bloodborne Identity? Like a long time ago, you said that, so I don't know if that holds true, but... Yeah, lemons are solar pellets, and that is apparently a Mega Man reference. Because his bullets are called lemons, and they're made of solar energy. Probably a good idea to try and get the very large number now. Might as well. I don't want to have to go all the way to Anor Londo for a chunk. Actually, it doesn't matter. I do. It doesn't matter. That's not like a plus 13 is gonna be bad damage. That's because I don't like a Mega Man. I've tried to get into Mega Man. Like, I've tried so many times to like a Mega Man. I played Mega Man 2 for a little bit. Was like, dang, this is really hard. I think this is fun. And then I tried again and again. And eventually I realized that the difficulty didn't come from me not understanding the game. It comes from really weird... like, for instance, after not liking Mega Man 2 because of where the difficulty comes from, I tried Mega Man, I think 11? One of the newer ones. And it's just like enemies will respawn off screen. You have to jump to platforms off screen that you've been to before, right? But the enemies will just respawn that were on them in the first place, so you unavoidably take damage and then fall and take more damage. You have to know what weapons are effective against which bosses, and you have to like trial and error your way through levels. I just don't like the trial and error aspect for platformers specifically. I've tried. I really, really want to like Mega Man, but I just cannot get behind it. Scorch Contract mod. If I remember correctly what the Scorch Contract is, I don't think I would enjoy that mod particularly. So, I don't know. The Great Sword video did fine. There's like a couple thousand views. Electric guitars in Orlando? Some very funny comments on the Ghostblade video. That's true. There are so many people saying that other weapons are worse weapons when you can just buff them. I got this morning, I think. I got the Mailbreaker as the worst weapon. When it's just not, that is the best thrusting sword for spell swords. That isn't the Ricard's Rapier. Like, obviously, Ricard's Rapier is just the best thrusting sword. But other than Ricard's Rapier, the Mailbreaker is just the best one for spell swords. A lot of people have said the Broken Straight Sword and Straight Sword Hilt, which is also just fundamentally incorrect. On top of... What else have people said? I don't even... There have been so many really weird potential worse weapons in the game. The stock is also really good, but the Mailbreaker is faster and lighter, so for spell swords, the Mailbreaker just makes more sense. Oops. Immense skill issue. Hold on. Oops. Jack Black is rich. I've never had respect for him. There we go. So many people said the bare fists are the worst weapon in the game. That was also a very common response. Hello, S. Welcome. I mean, yeah, but why would you play PvP when you could obliterate bosses in moments in PvE? You know? The best weapon is why. I mean, that's why I called the scythe the best weapon in my first stream, because it's my favorite one to use, so. I think, I don't know, I don't not enjoy PvP, but I definitely prefer the PvE experience the vast majority of the time. Okay, are they stuck down here again? No. Oh. Bonk! There were two of them. That ended surprisingly well. Yeah, I don't get the... Oh my god, help! Okay, we're fine. I don't get this why love. It's fun, but it's not even like my favorite greatsword, personally. I guess the ease of access is a huge part of the reason that people love it so much. Yeah, Mana's Catalyst is a very fun weapon. You don't need you don't need the enemies to change for it to be fun. You need to keep changing up your weapon. That's why I've done so many different builds in this game and used so many different weapons, and why I'm starting to use like more and more obscure weapons, I say, as I'm using one of the most common weapons in the game. Chunk, there we go. Now we can get plus 15 before in Orlando. We gotta go get the chunk in here, where I am absolutely not going to worry about the dark rates. Good bonking, thank you. I love a good compliment to my bonk. Oh no, I'm not gonna infuse it. Infusion is just not worth it in this game. But I shouldn't have gone this way. This was a mistake. I'm gonna use the Sunlight Blade Miracle, which just is more damage, as opposed to the Infusion, which gets you significantly less damage against most enemies, and especially because of how scaling works in this game. What if I got RTSR? That'd be funny, right? Got every achievement in Dark Souls? Congratulations. A couple really difficult, well, I don't know, tedious at least achievements in Dark Souls 1. That was scary. Like, Knight's Honor obviously takes forever. You have to go through New Game Plus Plus. I mean, Knight's Honor is the, like, you know, obvious, infamous one, but there are a lot of... Oh wait, I need to go down to Quelaag. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the achievements in Dark Souls 1 are more tedious and difficult, but some of them are pretty hard. What if Bed of Chaos is in Night Rain? I think people would like it more. Faith. Maybe I should get a little bit of endurance. Faith. The credits at the beginning of the game? In Dark Souls 1? You mean like the opening scene? Endurance for the drip, but faith for damage. After that one set of stairs in Dark Souls 3, are you referring to the one just prior to the Twin Princes? With the, like, 4 or 5 Lothric Knights at the top. The overgrown Lothric Knights at that. What if FromSoft took all the worst bosses? I mean, it depends on who you define as the worst bosses, you know? Because, like, the only boss that I dislike fighting in this game is Seath, because it's really boring. But otherwise, I like all the bosses in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 2, worst boss I can think of off the top of my head is like Gank Squad. And they're not like that bad. They're kind of annoying, but once you have a strategy, they're super easy. Dark Souls 3 has a lot of bosses that I would consider more annoying than not. Like Crystal Sage or Deacons or I don't know. A lot of bosses in Dark Souls 3 compared to 1 and 2. For me personally. Elden Ring has a lot of bosses that I would consider annoying, especially the DLC. Yeah, the Twink Princes. Twink Princes are a very, very good boss though. One of my favorites. It depends on your endurance, right? For style though, I would argue Elite Knight set is better. Golden Hippo. So, I'm probably the only person in the world with this opinion. My 2 favorite bosses from the Elden Ring DLC were Commander Gaius and the Shadow Tree Avatar. I know that is a very uncommon opinion, but I don't know. They were just the 2 that I had the most fun with. Obviously, aside from Romina, who is the best boss in the game by far. But I don't know. I didn't love Mesmer. I didn't love Rolana. Didn't love Golden Hippo. I didn't love the Dancing Lion. There just weren't a ton of DLC bosses that I particularly enjoyed. They fixed the hitbox? I'm gonna be honest, the only times I've been able to successfully, consistently dodge the hippo grab have been with Iron Eye, the Iron Eye skill, and the Duchess passive. Centipede Demon is an incredibly fun boss in Dark Souls 1, especially if you know what you're doing. You can make it a joke in a really fun way.
Plus the gimmick, I think, is one of the most interesting gimmicks in the game. Greed, get away. Everything's fine. No fear. Really, again? What's the running attack? Okay. Not huge for motion value. The jumping attack damage. Big? That was a lot of damage. Okay, yeah, if you just run away. I said dodge, though, not run away from. Those are different. Oh my god, I saw a TikTok of somebody complaining about the Pest. I think it was Pest. Yeah, the Pest Phase 2 charge attack. If you haven't gotten there, you'll see when you get there. But you can literally just surge sprint away from it, and it can't touch you. And there was a TikTok of somebody playing Revenant and getting hit by it over and over again and trying to roll through it. The R2 is so slow, it's just worse jump attack. You know? I like Gaius because the way you fight it is pretty unique. I think it's the best they've done at balancing a boss with Torrent. Aside from Elden Beast. Elden Beast is actually really good with Torrent. But with Torrent on Gaius, it gives you so many more options. On top of the fact that you just don't need Torrent to make it a very fun fight anyway. A lot of hitboxes that you can jump and punish, and lots of really interesting attacks. And it interacts with a lot of the DLC mechanics really well. Romina, just because I think she's a really solid, like, basics boss, you know? You have to have everything with the basics down packed, and it just utilizes those perfectly. I like both of them for those reasons a lot. $100 pisses? I hope so. I mean, it's funny, but it does... the motion value should be like about the same, if not lower than the jump attack. But the Pest, it's just kind of slow and dies. Did you fight it? Who were you playing? Augur is very much not slow. It charges around the arena constantly. Like, it sits there sometimes, but at that point you should be breaking the seaweed and not actually focusing the boss anyway. So mobility is very important in that fight, and you play Wilder. So, like... I hope they add every single boss they've ever made to Night Rain. If I don't get the entirety of Dark Souls 1 remade in Night Rain, I don't want it. The Madness one, Libra. Equilibrius. $534. $534. What do you know? It's just slower jump attack. Crazy. It's almost like I expected that. And to be fair, the jumping attack is funnier. Yeah, Iron Eye is perfect for the perfect counter for Augur, especially if you get a lightning attack. It just becomes easy. So, like, it's kind of on you. And if you're playing Revenant, most of the time, its aggro isn't going to be on you anyway, so... Okay, Faith. I need 35 to use it. I could go get the Sunlight Talisman. Or... I don't want to... What talisman should I use? Where's the Thorland Talisman? Do you get that from Rhea? Can Revenant revive the jellyfish? The jellyfish aren't on your team. I don't think so. Night Rain matchmaking is shockingly good. I haven't been matched with people who are like particularly terrible at the game more than once or twice. Um, and most of the time it's pretty quick. I was matching for Dark Drift last night, but it was like 2 a.m. It took like 15 minutes. Uh, like it was really late, so it was fine. I was expecting that. But otherwise, like most of the time I get matched almost instantly. Yeah, dogs. Dogs are probably the easiest boss solo, which is weird because they split into three, but it's like weirdly well balanced for it. The only time all three attack you is when one of them roars, and like it's extremely annoying to deal with that. But it's not difficult by any means. Okay, very large emperor. Oop, modify. I need 2 more chunks I can get from the Black Knights. And I can go kill Prey as well. Yeah, randos are surprisingly good. Been very fun. True, they don't frame trap it as much as Three Dogs could. There were definitely a couple instances. I beat it solo as both Iron Eye and Duchess. In the Duchess run, the double dodge was definitely necessary for a couple of the dodges. I would 100% have been frame trapped if I wasn't playing Duchess there. You buy from Petrus. I do need to go get the other Black Knight past the Taurus Demon anyway for the chunk. I guess I don't need to go through Taurus Demon actually. Incredibly easy to stance break. I don't think I've ever actually ended up using Holy for the dogs. I had Frost, which obviously doesn't proc. I had Lightning, which wasn't super great damage-wise. Taurus Demon last. I mean, I can probably one-shot it with a plus 15 even without the Sunlight Blade. Yeah, they made solo so much easier than it used to be. Probably too easy, honestly, at this point. Come on. But, I don't know. I think it depends on the boss and, like, what other bosses you have along the way. Yeah, I mean, if none of your teammates are using fire, Frost is really good. And I very rarely have teammates that use fire. Wow, that's a lot of damage. For Stray, especially. I don't think Stray is, like, weak, particularly to strike damage. Ugh, owie. That was greed. How did you survive that? Do something. Jesus. You. Hi. Go for safety. Yeah, they completely changed the solo scaling. You get more runes. Enemies have less health. It's just way, way easier. The Night 1 boss, Bellbearing Hunter, is relatively easy, only because the one that can spawn in the castle is probably the tankiest enemy in the game. Yeah, Wilder, Duchess, Iron Eye, I guess Raider. Very, very easy for solo. Revenant probably also would be decent for solo. That and... Oops. If I could press the use button correctly. Tibia Mariner on Duchess, true. I unlocked one of Wilder's skins. I beat the game, and that gave me one of the skins that I really wanted, so I'm probably gonna play Wilder tonight. I have a friend who I helped get his first win yesterday after 14 hours. which was very fun. We had a third and then they disconnected really early. And we were playing Iron Eye and Executor, and we got through the Night Lord pretty easy. So I'm probably gonna play Wilder tonight. Revenant's ult is worthless for solo. I mean, it prevents you from dying for a little bit. So, like, it's not that bad. Yeah, Wilder's really fun. Hello, Trashly. Welcome. I'm going to stream till I beat the game. Probably going to be about 3 hours. 3 hours overall, so about 2 hours from now. You get struggles against too many enemies? What? I think that's just a skill issue on your part, Efma. That just does not struggle against very many enemies at all. I guess, like, stallions. Kinda it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Revenant ult lets the summons use ults. So, like, you summon Sebastian and then ult, you do a ton of damage at super long ranges. On top of, like, just the ability to use Helen and Frederick ults as well. Most of the time, Sebastian's is probably the most useful, admittedly. But Abductor Virgin, you just wait for it to open, or, like, use a status? I don't know. Abductor Virgin is definitely not a Duchess killer. Let's see if I can successfully do this roll. Hey, first try. Very difficult enemy. Bad crowd control. Despite the fact that half of her relics let her go invisible and easily crowd control. I feel like you're just playing Duchess wrong, I'm gonna be honest. On top of her insane intelligence scaling, you can get some really, really good crowd control spells on staffs. Her ult is worse than the others? It lets you basically get a free status proc. He's... you can easily get out of heat and fully heal extremely easily. It lets you get free revives when you're playing with teams. Like, what do you mean significantly worse? I really just feel like you're playing Duchess wrong. Complaining about Night Rain exposes skill issues. I mean, okay. So, I feel like Night Rain, if you're playing a Night Rain, if you're doing a Night Rain playthrough, and you're doing, oh my god, one shot already at plus 13, that's wild. If you're doing a Night Rain playthrough normally, and then you're also doing like a Elden Ring playthrough normally, like with the same abilities and such, Elden Ring is going to be much, much harder. But with Elden Ring, you can use an insanely overpowered build at any point, right? So I think Night Rain is significantly easier than the other Dark Souls games. Yeah, Duchess is insanely good in solo. I'm sorry, Solaire. It had to be this way. I need your Talisman. It's the best one in the game. Yeah, I don't remember where I am in Duchess's story. I finished one of the remembrances yesterday. Because I was doing a solo playthrough for that. If she is inconsistent, you are playing her wrong. I forgot to hit the shortcut. This is unfortunate. To be fair, I did... Oh my god! Blending attack the Taurus Demon. You can very easily completely nullify her negatives if you play her correctly. Duchess is a very powerful character. Consistently. Honestly, I deserve this for killing Solaire. I'm not even upset that I have to go all the way around. So can Duchess. Like, I guess if you're not using relics, she's probably worse, but if you have, like, Frost and Bleed on a starting relic, or, I don't know, any status effect, or a starting weapon on a relic, or, like, anything at all, if you have magic scaling on your starting with, like, Frost weapon as your starting skill, you just do stupid damage and you win easily. So, like, yeah, Guardian is really good for tanking. Hello? Good thing? Do I need to rest for the dragon, or for the Drake to let me through? Guardian is absolutely not the worst class in the game. What? The ult is vastly better than Raiders. The skill is also very good for crowd control and for protection. The stats are really good for a lot of different builds. The ability, the passive, is extremely good. Those relics are incredibly rare. I have like 4 of them. I think I have 4 magic on starting armament, and also like 3 or 4 of the frost on starting armament, and I sold a bunch of them. I would say Raider is probably the worst class in the game. Its ult is probably the worst. I don't remember what its skill does, to be honest. But like, Raider is just a worse tank than Guardian. Grind relics one game. I'm pretty sure you can also buy a starting armament does magic from the Smoltar Bazaar. Should probably take out this guy before he finds me and obliterates me. I mean, I've also beat the Night Lords a lot. It's not like I got them immediately. Oh, I forgot I had the Talisman. I deserve this. Yeah, I would say that Duchess is also probably one of the most skill-based classes. Just because her main thing is her, like, dodge ability, you know? I mean, dodging is super easy with her, so it's not, like, a super high skill, or, yeah, super high skill for class, but definitely harder to be good at than, like, Iron Eye or Guardian. Yeah, FromSoft isn't very good with accessibility. Yeah, it's not like I got those gems immediately. I've just beaten Night Lords a lot. I think I had... I don't even know. I sold a ton of relics today. But I have well over 100 relics overall. Like, probably significantly more than that, to be honest. So... You know, honestly, not preferring the strength build is probably it's probably why I don't like Raider. I mean, yeah, I think the dodging itself is harder than the parry window on the Executor, or pressing the dodge button, or getting out of range with the Wilder or whatever. That's not what I want. Rescenes? You can use rescenes basically constantly. There's no decision making there. It recharges quick enough that you don't really need to pay much attention. You see big chunk of damage, you repeat big chunk of damage, rinse, repeat. Okay, in my opinion, Duchess is the hardest character to be good at for me with my playstyle and personal abilities. Wilder is extremely easy to avoid damage with because you press 2 buttons and then you go flying halfway across the map. Recluse you'll be playing on a team. I do not understand Recluse at all. And I will say that I am terrible at Recluse, but that's just because I haven't put any time into it. With Iron Eye, you have Mark, so you do 10 times the damage of any other class. Executor avoids damage by pressing one button with extremely easy timing. Oh. Raider and Guardian are tanky, so they don't need to dodge very often. Executor gets a free heal every so often. Like, I don't know. That would be the large club does innate poison damage. It's not like super good because it's Dark Souls 1, but it does in fact do poison damage. Wow, instant stagger. That's awesome. Wow. Recluse is a ranged character. What do you mean? Most of the time you're not going to be dodging. And when you are, the dodging isn't any harder than, like, Wilder when you need to dodge with Wilder. So. You're like a smarty wizard? I think that was the point, right? I don't know. I will eventually learn Recluse. It's just like not knowing the combos. Otherwise, you just stand back and spam spells, which... I mean, obviously, that's not all of it. You do need to pay attention to, like, what specifically... what specific elements you're using and such, but largely, it's pretty easy to stand back and spam spells if you have good teammates, and if you don't, it's just awful. Most bosses are easier to dodge up close. Can I have an example? I guess, like, Bellbearing would be easier to dodge up close, but then, again, chances are you're not going to be attacked at all as Recluse, so... but, like, all the Night Lords are much easier to dodge at a distance that I can think of off the top of my head. The only real opposition I can think of to that is, like, maybe Dark Drift with the wave attacks. The Night Lords are way easier at range. Alright, I will do Gwendolyn before Orange Densmo, I guess. Hope to get 5 levels, but I probably won't, which isn't really an issue. A PhD in chemistry. Dang, the game hasn't even been out for a month. That's impressive. At far range, you dodge once every 5 minutes for the dogs. I don't know what to tell you. I think Gaping Jaw is probably the hardest Night Lord for me personally. Just because the grab attack. The grab attack has really funky hitboxes. That is the only reason that I think Gaping Jaw is difficult at all. Yeah, probably. I mean, generally, I'm not super good at Night Rain anyway. I do want to learn Wilder better, and I think that'll help in general with just, like, dodging and understanding bosses better, because I do want to do a full playthrough solo Wilder. Always studying, yeah. Sideways Devil Jaw. I haven't... Is that how you pronounce it? Devil? I don't know. The Monster Hunter monster? The Magic Butterfly? Pest? I think Pest is probably... I don't know, either Pest or Augur is my favorite Night Rain fight. Or Night Lord fight, specifically. Augur, they're both extremely beautiful fights. I just think that I think Augur is more fun to fight, but I think Pest is a lot prettier of a fight. Um, and has that cool factor to go along with it. Funny damage. I don't know if I'll have time to get 2 attacks off. Yes, I will. No, I didn't. Unfortunate. Everything's fine. I don't know. Of the Night Lords, I think their dogs are a great first Night Lord. And it's probably my I don't know, I really like the dogs. I would put them in like A or B tier. Probably A tier. Jaw has some really annoying hitboxes, though I haven't fought it too much, so I can't give a huge opinion. But just like from the little that I have fought it, I'd probably put it in like C or D tier. What's the next one? Pest. Pest is beautiful and a very, very fun fight. And the weakness is like huge against it. You have the 2 going at you constantly, and then it switches to Twin Princes 2.0, but they can't teleport. That's also a really incredible boss fight. I'd easily put that one in S. What's the 4th one? I don't know. Is the 4th one Augur? No, 4th one is... I don't remember. Augur, I really loved. I love figuring out the gimmick, and actually like using that tier advantage. The gimmick was super fun to use. Really fun boss fight otherwise as well. Do I have an attunement slot? I don't have an attunement slot. That's unfortunate. Oh, I'd also put Augur in S tier. I just thought that was a really, really fun fight. Dark Drift is probably the hardest of the middle 6. I think the final boss is harder, but Dark Drift is extremely difficult. And I very much got carried through it last time I beat it for the Iron Eye Remembrance. But still a really cool fight. I'd probably put it in, I don't know it super well, so it's hard to give a ranking, but like probably B or C tier as well. I don't know, B tier for sure. Equilibrius is really cool. Really cool gimmicks, especially with the buff that it has and everything. I think that's a fun fight. I'd also probably put that in B tier. Final boss is insanely cinematic. It looks so cool. The final boss is awesome. But I don't know. I don't know. It has a lot of really weird attacks that have bigger AoEs than it looks like they should, and like the wave attacks and everything. But like it's just so cool that I can't knock it that hard for that. I'd probably put it in A personally. All 3, Styro. Depending on your headcanon. Just like how Gwendolyn is simultaneously a trans mask, trans femme, gender fuck person. God. Goddess. Time is convoluted and... everything's fine. Time is convoluted and so is gender. I can't believe I almost died to the Anne Orlando Archers my whole Dark Souls career. Do I have any soul items? Of course I do. I beat bosses. I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, I can get 3 levels out of this and have Sunlight Blade for Ornstein and Smo. Though I'm not going to have good scaling on Sunlight Blade quite yet. I think the requirement is 35. Obviously, I need the attunement slot as well. Okay. I think 50 is the scaling. Does your level affect the duration in this one? I don't think it does, right? Not like Dark Souls 2. I'm almost positive it doesn't, but not sure off the top of my head. Their Bring Me to Life trailer. That was really funny. I'm really glad they did that. Oh, for those of you here, somebody did actually make a Dark Souls 2 Smasher Pass with every single enemy, NPC, and boss in the game. So I am planning on doing that after this stream. Just like I did with the Dark Souls 1 ones. I think Majula would be good music for that. Is it 2 hits? That's stupid damage. Would be a safe heal. I forgot to use Sunlight Blade. Should be safe. I didn't attune the spell. Of course I didn't use Sunlight Blade. Oh. Everything's fine. Smo, no, please. Owie. Wait, hold on, give me a second, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. No, hold on, give me a second, please. I pressed the roll button, I swear. Still in a dream, Twink Eater. Asher Smash. Unfortunately, I don't know what those mean. So I cannot... I cannot answer that question. Oops. Ah. Gonna quit out, and then I realized that it didn't matter. Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I did pass on Ornstein and Smo just because I'm not into men. And Smo strikes me as unequivocally a man, or at least masculine. Even if he's not, he is to me. Probably gonna have to roll as soon as... Okay. Listening to Evanescence because of Night Rain. Also, Giant Tonitrus. Oh. It's fine. I can't see anything because of the weapon and the spell on it. Okay, yeah, I mean, not much better damage because of resistances, but still funny. I can't see anything. It should be one more hit. Look, I know you're gay, but can you please get... I know it's gay and it's Pride Month and everything, but like, can you get out of each other, please? It makes my fight with you much easier. The Linkin Park song. I'm sure there are trailers with Linkin Park songs for, I don't know, some games. Funny damage. It's for my sake, not theirs. Look, they can be inside each other all they want when we're not fighting, but like I feel like it's kind of disrespectful, you know? If anything, it's transphobic of them to try to do that while I'm here. A couple listening to those two bands. Do like emo aesthetic, like teenagers listening to those bands. Homophonic to ONS during Pride Month. Trying to think of a pun that I can make with homophones, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head, unfortunately. Crowd surfing dressed as Optimus at a Linkin Park concert. Interesting. I'm pretty sure Ornstein and Smo here are just straight up illusions. I'm pretty sure that's the lore, especially with Ornstein. just not being anywhere here or around here in Dark Souls 2, just kind of off doing his own thing. Mo might be real, but I don't think Ornstein is. Okay, Diff. As someone who is not a fan of either Evanescence or Devil May Cry, I'm sure that was a very awesome experience. I don't remember the Hydra's physical resistances. I know it's weak to lightning, at least. It's weaker to fire, but it's very weak to lightning. I think it's weak to slash. I don't know if it's resistant to strike, though. Generally, the Demon's Great Axe is better just for, like, most bosses, because nothing is resistant to standard, but a lot of things are weak to strike damage. Like Calamy is extremely weak to strike damage. I mean, it's not like I dislike Devil May Cry. I've just never gotten into the games. I don't like beat 'em ups or like the way those kind of hack and slash games use combos. It's just not personally for me. But I do like the memes. I like the red thing and blue thing next to each other with the song. Or the lawn chair with I am the storm that is approaching in the background. That one's pretty funny too. I tried to play DMC5, and I played quite a bit of it. Well, not quite a bit. I played for a few hours and enjoyed it, but I just never went back to it. I've never tried Bayonetta. Surprisingly. I have a friend who really loves Bayonetta, but that's one I just never ended up attempting. Didn't know that was a mod until yesterday. That's funny. Thought the lawn chair was actually in the game. Or did you just think that it was a bit that had nothing to do with the game? I think it started with the like video of the lawn chair in the storm that just wasn't moving. Yeah, Gwendolyn does use the illusion of his sister. I mean, he specifically made the illusion like big and soft and whatever to lure undead to trust her, right? So yeah, he did use the image of his own sister in an exaggerated way to allure people into helping his cause. Is this going to be 3 heads? If I use a jumping attack. Have a good night, Vukushin. Hope you sleep well. Thank you for joining while you could. Okay, well, if I wouldn't miss... No! Head? There we go. Oh my goodness. Not even 3 heads, kind of. You know, I'm not lactose intolerant, but I do have IBS. So. Convenience of prophecy is secondary. I mean, with Gwendolyn, I would say it's probably the other way around, to be honest. Do I want to go back to the bonfire? Just so I can have Sunlight Blade for Sif? I feel like that would be mean. I mean, the Twin Princes were also before George R.R. Martin, so I don't think that's a very good... You know? Bonk. What the? What? My controller disconnected? What is happening? My controller has ceased functioning. What the heck? I don't think it's a physical connection issue. Steam input is not enabled. I'm blaming Steam. What is going on? Hold on. Let me restart the game. What is going on? Okay, I have, if anyone knows what's happening, I have an Xbox One controller and I have it plugged in and the light was flashing. It's no longer flashing. Okay. I unplugged it and replugged it and now it's working again. Never mind. It's not working in game. What is going on? Disabling Steam input does not seem to have helped. What? Controller issues, but with Steam specifically? I'm gonna have to do the rest of this run with keyboard. At least I know Dark Souls 1 keyboard inputs, unlike Dark Souls 2. It was working in the menu, but not... What is happening? I mean, I used to, but as soon as I started using an Xbox controller, all the issues kind of just disappeared. Okay. The game is reopening. 1 second. My controller seems to still not be functioning. What the hell? Okay. I unplugged it and replugged it again. And it was working for one input. Hold on. I'm gonna restart Steam completely, I guess. Yeah, I've had issues with PS5 controllers and with Switch Pro controllers. I've never had issues with Xbox controllers though. Why is Night Rain launching? I did not click on Night Rain. Did I click on Night Rain thinking it was the Steam logo? Am I losing it? Accidentally launching Night Rain out of pure habit. Hold on. Punked so hard the controller broke. Hold on. You're gonna get flashbanged again, by the way. Sorry. It's just... I don't want to have to restart my whole PC. Okay, is it gonna work for one input again? Are we back? Okay, restarting Steam worked. Everything's fine. Steam says it's a Night Rain stream now. It's not working again. It was working in the menu. It's just not working again. What the hell? Okay, well. I'm playing on mouse and keyboard now, so if I play horribly, that's why. What? I do not understand why that wasn't working. Wii motion controller. Accidentally smashed into the table. Don't tell anyone my secrets. I don't know. I'll happily do Night Rain streams if people want to see it. I would love to like play Night Rain with viewers as well. That'd be super cool. But with previous experience, Night Rain does not get many viewers. So that was with the network test. So we'll see. I am definitely gonna make at least some Night Rain content. I'm switching my hands that my brace is on as well real quick since I don't need it for joystick and my other hand has been hurting a bit. Using a left-handed brace on my right hand again. With tilt controls. Night Rain does not have cross-platform now. People are hoping that it will be added, but that's how bad you are at Night Rain. You're not that bad. Yeah, there are, if you want to join the Discord, there are a bunch of people playing Night Rain on, I mean, at least PC and PlayStation. I don't know if there are any Xbox players in the Discord, but I'm sure at least a couple. And we have an entire channel dedicated almost exclusively to Souls stuff, so if you ever want to ask anyone to play Night Rain with you, I'm sure you could find someone in the Discord who'd be willing to play. Alright, let's see if I can successfully make it past the cats with mouse and keyboard controls. Night Rain channel on the Discord. I did do that for Shadow of the Erd Tree just for like spoiler reasons, and then transformed the Shadow of the Erd Tree chat into a Souls chat instead of just having Souls talk in the general games chat. I could add a Night Rain chat, though I don't know how used it would be. Don't want to be stuck with other Xbox gamers. I mean, no, I don't know actually many people even have an Xbox anymore. Most people, okay, playing on mouse and keyboard is weird. um, but I don't know. Yeah, most people I know play PC and PlayStation, including me. I have both, but I don't have an Xbox, unfortunately. I have a 360. Is the spoilers thread used at all? Because I know it was made a while ago, but most Night Rain spoilers are just spoilered. Okay, let's see if I can remember inputs. Okay, so for those of you who don't know Dark Souls keyboard controls, a jump attack is Shift, W, and W, and click at the same time. Holding Shift is the strong attack button. You hold Shift and tap click to do a strong attack. But obviously for the jump attack, you have to press W at the same time. Xbox is straight coded. Okay, well, she didn't limp, so could have been worse. Oh my god, I have to deal with keyboard menu controls. It's easier than on controller? What's easier than on controller? The jump attack? I would heavily disagree. Okay. You know, just because of the fact that I am on mouse and keyboard now. I don't even have armor. I should be putting on armor. I don't have the boar helm yet. Unfortunately, Krista. Mid-rolling. Ah, it's fast rolling. I can put this on, and then once I get through this boss, did I just put on Favor and Protection on accident? I meant to put on the Covenant so I could fast roll in the fight, but that's fine too, I guess. Not the top, my bad. Unfortunately, I can only wear the pants while I don't have Havel's Ring on. Yeah, I'm hoping to get on my way to Seath. If not, I'll just hack it in with DSR Gadget. All consoles are coded and probably by furries. I think PC is more furry coded, to be honest. Well, if I'm going to be shirtless, I need to be human as well. I could have warped to Firelink. I forgot that I have the Lord Vessel now. This has become a mouse and keyboard challenge run. The primary reason I've never done a mouse and keyboard challenge run is because it's not a challenge run. It's just a way to play the game. And like, it wouldn't be interesting to watch because it would just look like I'm playing Dark Souls, but slightly worse. Linux Penguin R34. You sure did say that in my chat. Furries and trans girls teamed up to get all the straight men out of programming. Well, first of all, the trans woman and furry circles overlap quite a bit. There's a Linux Fox? I'm Etherean, which is like a brand of furry. So, I am also a trans woman and furry. Miyazaki is a mostly straight coder. I don't think he codes. I think he just directs. I think he's a designer, not a coder. I heavily disagree. I think having the fine control with keyboard or with controllers rather, makes Inner Orlando rafters as well as kicking and jumping easier. I feel so awful. I feel like I can't move correctly. Is there a walk button? I'm sure there is. I don't need it. It's fine. He just looks at feet regardless of gender. How do I two-hand? It's F, right? Okay. And that. And then F again. I can't see. No. This is rude. That blocks a lot of damage. Speaking of damage. Whoa. God damn. Can I get one more? I can. Jesus. Is it R to use items? That's so weird. These controls are awful. I don't know how you could do it better, but these are not great. Uh-oh. Beating Dark Souls with N banana. I think the grammar mistake there is crucial. The vibe of that run. No more lightning, but it's fine. Still have damage. Oh, I have to fight Nito with these controls. I'm not looking forward to that. I want to beat Dark Souls with a dance pad. I'm not. I'm gonna say that I'm going to for the bit. Your weapon is also a modded banana. You just stuff a Wii controller into a banana, but only have motion controls. Wow, very difficult for King's fight. Oh my god. My controller working again? It just vibrated, but it's not working? Okay, well, I'm unplugging it. Vibrate my entire desk again. Do a parky and do Sekiro with a dance pad. I think I would die if I attempted that, actually, like in real life. Unfortunately. A little bit of vitality. I'm actually gonna go to Demon Ruins before Duke's Archives. Just so I don't have to worry about rings. So I can just keep on Havels and give run protection. Confused, very meat-gutted. Or mashed potatoes. A 4 kinks. Controller is just a magic wand. Uh-huh. I've been needing one of those. Meaning to get one, try it out. Anyway. This is why the drunk stream has to be on Discord and not YouTube, by the way. Stuff like that. If I was drunk, a lot of other words would have come out of my mouth. I would have been banned. Anyway. Dark Souls, am I right? Oops. Krista, no, wait. I actually have no idea how strict terms of service are. Because, like, I don't know. I haven't, like, seen many other people streaming on YouTube. Because I just don't watch streams very often. But, like, if you use any copyrighted content, you will be instantly struck. It's bot. It's AI, like, content detection stuff is very, very strict. But in terms of, like, TOS with, like, sexual content and stuff, I don't know. I wouldn't have any idea. But doing it on Discord, to be fair, does remove that risk entirely. Playing on mouse and keyboard is so weird. I hate this. I'll reset my computer after the stream and see if that fixes it, but we'll see. I guess I can put on other clothes now. Oops. Alright, ring. Apples. Here. Ow. Wait, I'm in the menu. Hold on, that's rude. I didn't think I would aggro that guy. Everything's fine. forgot to upgrade my Estus, but that's fine. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna upgrade my Estus at the Fair Lady, and then I'm completely going to forget before I get there. 100%. ADHD. What's that? I think the Fair Lady bonfire. Oh no, I guess not. I was gonna say it'll be nice to get if I need to come back, but I'm not gonna need to come back. So, you know, the one bright side to a mouse and keyboard is I feel like I can look around a lot quicker, but that's just not useful for this game. Playing locked on makes the mouse a 2-button controller as well. 3-button controller technically, which feels very strange. And that's just kind of how I know how to play this game. While still living with your parents, you can get like discreet packaging. There are also a lot of places that sell them like in person, so you don't have to worry about your parents opening your mail or whatever. But yeah, a lot of like online providers will offer discrete packaging as an option, if not just be the default. Like Adam and Eve, I know for sure uses discrete packaging. Adam and Eve is the only one that I've used. I don't buy a ton of implements, especially not anymore. So Levins does too. Cannot sleep. That is unfortunate. I'm sorry. Hopefully the bonks will help you fall asleep. No claw grip needed. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but claw grip is just kind of how I hold a controller now. Of course, I'm not done with the run. We're not even 2 hours in. In discrete packaging? I don't know. I'm sure you could get in discrete packaging from some websites. Again, the only website I've used was shaped like a phallus. They just like it's like one of those like Amazon plastic Amazon bags that they use for shipping, but it's like taped to make sure the package conforms to the shape of the thing inside. Oh, I pressed the roll button, I swear. With a see-through box. I wouldn't be surprised if you could send boxes to people with like whatever in it that say sex toy on it. It's like a quirky prank. Just shrink wrapped. To see through your box. Ah! Owie. That hurted. I don't know, join the Discord. I'm sure that is an option available. At your house are very curious about boxes. Yeah, then I'd say the only real option is to get one in person. Yeah, if you can get help from a family member, but... Nope. Is my microphone functioning? Okay. I accidentally hit it. I was worried it would instantly stop working completely, and then I'd have to deal with microphone issues like I'm dealing with controller issues. I swear, all of this getting hit is 100% keyboard problems. The it hurted is definitely Rhea speak. Uh-oh. Fire Sage always opening up with that is annoying. I think that kills me. Rhea is R-H-E-A. One of my partners. Lots of people are ringing the bells. Do you hear at both locations when people ring either bell? Or do you only hear specifically people who ring the bell you're closer to? Okay, there we go. I just need to get used to these controls. I'm sure, like I've played a lot of this game with keyboard just because when I'm modding, it's way easier to just grab my keyboard because I'm already using it, you know, instead of picking up my controller and everything. Only the closer one. Okay. There we go. That's much easier. No, don't jump away. Now it's gonna explode. Stop it. Everything's fine. Accidental jump because I'm playing on mouse and keyboard. 754. We love instability damage. Okay, well, not if you're gonna do that. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to do move swap one shot. I've been trying to do that for a while, and I've been stuck on Demon Fire Sage, and Stray Demon. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need instability damage to do that. I don't know. The bells are just like facts of the world, you know? I don't think anyone put it there. It's just kind of there. I should have done a jump attack. Okay, well that was supposed to be a jump attack. Jeez. The PS4 controller, I have well, I don't actively have an RSI, but I get an RSI extremely easily on my joystick thumb. The positioning of the joystick on PlayStation controllers really messes that up. I've been wanting to do like more Bloodborne recently, or not recently, but a while ago. I tried to do more Bloodborne and I just could not because I couldn't use the PS4 controller. It hurts. I do have a PS5 controller, which is a little bit more comfortable, and I can play for a little bit without too much of an issue, but if I play longer than an hour or two, it starts hurting really bad. Homo supportive. I don't think you need to censor homo. I didn't even use Sunlight Blade. Probably should have waited to use that, but it's fine. Yeah, happy Pride Month, happy Gay Month. I want to do another, like, special Pride Month stream. Oops. Mouse and keyboard. But I don't know what other character to do. I could do, like, Gwendolyn, so I could have, like, transgender representation instead of just, gay representation like I did with Solaire. But... where's it? Everything's fine. Just gotta... there you go. Come back here, you freak. Quit jumping all over the place, you fucking freak. Jesus Christ, the damage. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stream for the next 2 weeks, but the week after, I could definitely do a Gwendolyn stream before Pride Month is over. Dark Moon Bow. I forgot it. It's Dark Moon Bow. I'll do my best. Buckle Bell of Awakening. Can't believe I just read that. Personally, I read Gwendolyn as a trans man. But I mean, like, there are a lot of different ways to read this character. I think if you're only going based off of Dark Souls 1, he's just kind of like whatever. He is a daughter who is a Laurel, who is a goddess, who is a brother, but who he also prefers the masculine term for master. So like, you know, he has a gender kind of. But if you're going based on Dark Souls 3, he's definitely coded a lot more trans mask in my opinion. I also like when women gay and women trans. But to me, Gwendolyn's story just makes more sense to read him as a trans man. Just because, like, I don't know. There's nothing that points to him wanting to specifically be a girl, and there's a lot pointing toward him not wanting to be a girl, and there's a lot, like, showing that he hid the reversal ring, like very clearly, he hid it behind his father's tomb, where no one but the Dark Moon Nidus was going to find it. So, like his final act of defiance against his given gender was to hide the thing that made him appear feminine in the first place. So like, you know, but with just Dark Souls 1, it's just like fucked up gender, which is awesome. And I think Dark Souls 3 really did a disservice to a lot of Dark Souls lore. Yeah, he does everything he can to distances himself with the relation to anything feminine in his society, which happens to be, you know, the moon. So everything he does implies that he doesn't like to be seen as feminine. But again, like it makes sense that you can read him as a trans femme or whatever. It just makes a lot more sense to me to read him as trans mask. Because like assigned gender was woman, despite being born male, because gender isn't decided by sex in the Dark Souls universe. And then he transitioned to be a man later in life. Like, the people who care about him most in the entire world, the Dark Moon Nidus and, what's her name? The Yorshka? Both use masculine terminology to refer to him. So. He's wearing a dress in Dark Souls 1. He's not in Dark Souls 3. I think it's just a gradual transition, right? He's not all the way through his transition in Dark Souls 1, which is why he's very gender fucky in Dark Souls 1. And then in Dark Souls 3, he's like properly a lot more masculine and has removed and hidden the reversal ring and everything. Oh my goodness. Please. There we go. In Dark Souls 3, he's a slug? No, he's not. He was eaten by a slug. Why does that sound transphobic? He wasn't a man, and then he transitioned to be a man. That is trans mask. That feels sarcastic, but I do genuinely really like the Bed of Chaos. I think the Bed of Chaos is really fun. If I want to avoid smacking the wall with my giant club, I can just unequip it, so... More on me for not understanding game mechanics. Switching weapons on mouse and keyboard is so weird, because you scroll to, like, cycle through your equipment and spells. You hold shift and scroll to change your equipment, so scrolling down is left and scrolling up is right while holding shift. Very strange. But I have attempted to use non-digital things as if they were digital as well. I understand that. Yeah, Aldrich is the black goo under Gwendolyn, but I'm pretty sure Aldrich is also controlling Gwendolyn at that point. Trying to wear pants when legs are snakes, true. Yorshka does need to eat more. Needs to be more like Priscilla. I do have extra buttons on the side of my mouse, but I don't know if I can, like, them for that. I have a Logitech Lift, which is like a sideways mouse. And the Logitech software makes it seem like I can't change it very easily. But I don't know. I haven't really tried, to be fair. I'm fine with default controls. I've already learned default controls, so... Uh-oh! Ouchie. I'm gonna heal just in case. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think the vagueness of Gwendolyn's gender works really well with Dark Souls. And I think there being a bunch of different valid interpretations from different people with different backgrounds is fine. So.
So it was you, was it? How dare you put your
Wait, no.
deity?
Okay.
How did you ever guess?
That's unfortunate. I got S-stocked. Try it again. Walking around like Octodad. Just slinking around everywhere. Bonk. Bonk.
This
Wow, I one-shot a boss in Dark Souls 1. Crazy. I guess I can just put on the Havel Ring now. I'll switch it off with the Rare Ring of Sacrifice before I get obliterated, but... There we go. Drip. About to be acquired, potentially. And if not, I can just hack it in, so... Pardon me. I am using keyboard because my controller stopped functioning and I don't want to have to restart my computer in the middle of a stream. So. Gwendolyn is the exact opposite of Medusa. Nair and Sneet. It's not a complete opposite. That's a good one. Hey, Borhelm. Didn't even have to hack it in. Where's that? Is that fast roll still? It's not? Are you serious? This thing is so heavy. This fast roll. Okay. Yeah, I have a 2K monitor, 1440p, so a little bit smaller than on like 1080p monitors. Okay, I'll level up a little bit into endurance. Actually, how much does this weigh? How much do I need? Because I need 4 times whatever this weighs. I need 4 more points, I think. Not like 4 levels, but 4 more max equip load. So that should be more than enough. Because rock hard is an innuendo, not a direct sexual thing. Gwendolyn should be played by Finster. Oh, you know, actually, hold on. I'm gonna go back down to the bonfire. This is important. Also gonna put humanity here. God, these controls are so weird. Gotta be actually cute. Yeah, this monitor, my last monitor ended up breaking because... So what happened was, I took off my purse and tossed it over my monitor. Little did I know, my purse was tangled up in my headphone cord. And my headphone, or my my headphones smashed into the monitor and broke it. And I was very upset at myself for a while. I still do not trust myself around monitors, but unfortunately my entire job requires that I have at least one, preferably 2. And I streamed for a couple of weeks with nothing but a 1080p monitor on my phone, which was not a great experience. The damage is so absurd. Yeah, oh my god, like making screens, damaging screens, but not making them unusable when they're brand new, it feels the worst. I scratched my brand new Nintendo Switch screen very shortly after getting it, and it felt so horrible because like the screen was fine, it worked, there was just a gash across it. Ugh. That feels worse than just breaking it, I think. Because then you're reminded of it every single time. You never got to actually experience it brand new. You know, the Dark Souls 1 control scheme on mouse and keyboard isn't nearly as bad as the Dark Souls 2 one. it blue screened. Your monitor was fine, but the laptop blue screened. Or the screen on the laptop, I suppose. I have the Hornet Ring. I could use that, and that would be funny. But I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, well, progesterone made me extremely clumsy, so... Jesus Christ, that's a stupid amount of damage. Will I still be human if I die with a Raring a Sacrifice equipped? Or does it only keep your souls in humanity? Frog did make me a clumsy bumbo, it's true. I mean, I was one before, because I have ADHD. But more so. You just not gonna attack if I don't move? Okay, well. Fun fact, you can do that. Okay, now he's attacking. Most of your desire. Yeah, me too. I'm just a lot more of a bottom now. Same with normal in the sacrifice. I didn't know that, actually. The parts of autism that mimic ADHD. The thing is, I have mixed ADHD and autism, so I get all of it. And figuring out that I had both was a trial. Real quick, actually, I'm going to go to the bathroom. If I had let the Pisaka cutscene play out while I was going to the bathroom, I'd probably end up dying to the snakes, huh? No, because they run past. The first one attacks, but then they'll run past. Okay, I'll be right back. I am back. Oh yeah, I was gonna grab my controller, but I don't need to. None of the Pasakas reached me in time. That's unfortunate for them. Okay, well, extra grab attack. Whoa! I didn't know that could happen. Interesting. Okay. Okay, they don't attack you the second time around. The Pasakas won't attack me either. I think that's fine, actually. I'm okay with that being the Pasaka interaction for today. Anyway. You know, if I were to ever be killed by something, I think that's the way I would want to go, actually. Personally. That seems not unpleasant. Anyway. Okay, unrelated. I tried to lock on and it locked onto the wrong one because I didn't have a direct line of sight. I blame keyboard controls 100%. It locked onto the wrong one because I didn't have direct line of sight with the closer one. Um, has anyone noticed? I know multiple people have because I've talked to multiple people who have had this issue, but Night Rain lock-on just does not work properly. It was perfectly fine in Elden Ring, but then the like lock-on target switching just doesn't function in Night Rain at all. Like sometimes it works fine, sometimes you need to press up and down, sometimes to go left and right specifically. Sometimes you'll just not switch targets despite there being multiple lock-on points on the same enemy. Sometimes you'll switch between two lock-on points that you don't want to switch onto. It's so bad. I don't. It's like it's as bad as people pretend a Dark Souls 2 is. Rotsoft. Yes, please. I don't understand how they made it so much worse between Elden Ring and Night Rain. Like, how much did they change? Brought hard? Dog split mode, yeah. I mean, it sucks with any multiple enemy, or even when there are multiple lock-on points on the same enemy. Like the trolls. I'll be playing Iron Eye, that's his name, and try to lock onto the middle of it, and it'll just keep switching between the legs or whatever. Very annoying. I need to be drinking more water. You gotta play through Frostsoft forced. I don't know. I think it feels... I'm gonna stop saying that before I get banned from YouTube. I think either way is good. They are different experiences, but both are good. Anyway. The envoys? Envoys. I should know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. Anyway. Dark Souls, am I right? Elden Ring Night Rain came out. Demon Souls was pretty fun. Right, Trumpet Eyes. Beautiful day today. Extremely hot, though, unfortunately, in my room. I've never noticed the scratch there. Is that supposed to be the Pasakas? They don't have claws. It's very, very warm in my room because we don't have AC. And we have a small fan in the window, and that's all we got. Free humanity. I should probably put Havel's ring back on as well. Yeah, Dark Souls stream day. I want to make Demon Souls streaming on Tuesday consistent, but that's a lot of stuff to do. I also try to get a video out every week or two, you know? So doing that on top of 2 streams a week, as much as I love it, I really am enjoying streaming Demon Souls. I don't think it's gonna be as consistent as Dark Souls streams, unfortunately. But I will continue to do Demon Souls streams because I'm really enjoying doing them. It's completely changing how I see Demon Souls in a very good way. Upper section with a chest. The big broken church. Is that the one in... Oh, you mean the Great Church, the one with the, like, the envoys or the fire monk or the shade guys, right? I know you can get up there because I've gotten up there with like Spirit Springs nearby, but I've never actually like explored around up there to see what's in there. Oh hey, I really hope you enjoy Demon Souls, Marcus. It's a really great game. Yeah, Demon Souls is looking kind of weird. Yeah, it's super, super fun. I think you can... it's like a weird mix between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. I don't know. It's like they extracted certain components from Demon Souls to put into Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, but they took completely different components to do that. And I think a lot of it is like from inexperience, you know? So Demon Souls was one of the first games, if not the first, I don't remember, that Miyazaki directed. At least the first like hack and slash game, hack and slash RPG, as far as I know, that Miyazaki directed. Especially in the way that was. And then Dark Souls 2 was the first one that Hanamura directed, right? On top of like the Switch and director. I think that inexperience does do a lot for that. So like Dark Souls 1 removes the inexperience from Demon Souls, and then Dark Souls 2 takes Dark Souls 1 and then puts the inexperience back in, but in a really good way. And then Scholar cleans it all up and takes the things that were from inexperience and makes them good, or like, you know, a lot better. I've heard that. I've heard that people really like the halberd moveset in Demon Souls, but to me it feels very difficult to use. It feels like a slightly more usable spear moveset, which is my least favorite part of the halberd in Dark Souls 1. So, in my opinion, I think the halberd moveset in Demon Souls is very difficult to use, but it's good to know that other people are having easier time with it. DES of stuttering? Does your Demon Souls stutter? You're like emulating it, I assume? Or am I misunderstanding a bit? Okay, I should be able to first try Seath, right? I have lightning and strike damage. Is Seath weak to strike damage? I don't actually know. Pretty sure he's weak to lightning, though. At least not resistant to it, so he should do good chunks of damage. I stuttered after. Oh. I stutter a lot. I like the glaive moveset from Dark Souls 1, right? It's on like the Gargoyle's halberd, the Black Knight halberd. It's on the scythe. Not the Great Scythe, but the scythe. With like the overhead swipes. I think that's one of my favorite movesets in any of the games. Have a clam? Doesn't look like it. Hey. Oh my goodness. Good damage. I mean, yeah, but Seath is boring, and I like to get it over with as quickly as possible. It's not about it being hard. It's about it being over fast. 1500 damage. That's so stupid. Alright. Elden Ring's Y? I don't think I've used this Y in Elden Ring. You get it from that one, like, shack, right? Down in the Weeping Peninsula. I like damage. I also like... But... I don't know. I think I like damage a little bit more for now. I'm trying to find a way to articulate what I'm trying to say without it being obviously an innuendo. Something about making parents proud and where is it? Hold on, it's in there somewhere. Yeah, no, Krista's got it. You think you never experienced the second thing? Nothing. Oh my god. Anyway, Krista, are you okay? Oh no. It has spread. Look, I was trying to find a way to word it without just saying mommy. But I couldn't find it. Oh my goodness. Dark Souls, am I right? I know you didn't mean it like that, but that's the first thing my brain said. So, anyway. You know, I was taking a drink of water when you said that too. Soft text, hell yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying this stream. Trying see now the problem is that I have to focus on the video game, and Nito is the hardest of the four lords to me. Um, so this probably won't go super well. I'm gonna be like going through the Tomb of the Giants and explicitly say that I need to pay attention so I don't fall off, and then immediately fall off again, just like with the Great Sword run. I mean, the period is right next to the M. I think that makes sense. I've noticed that I have almost exactly the same number of concurrent viewers every stream. Like, I'm very consistently. Oh my goodness. I have around 30 or just under 30 concurrent viewers almost every single stream. It's cool to see that it's like very consistent, you know? You'll have to thank Krista for the fit, Max. Trying to make me fall off. That's evil. The OGs. I mean, they've changed around. But, like, Krista and Deuterium, two-shot. Wow. Krista and Deuterium are here almost every stream. You're here really, really often. Almost every stream at this point. Like, there are regulars. Phalia's here a lot of the time. I try to, like... I'm not... My streams aren't big enough that it's impossible to remember individuals, at least. Yeah, Lamb's here a lot. So, I don't know. I try to engage with the community as much as I can before... I don't know. I don't hope that my channel gets big enough that I won't be able to pay attention to individuals. But if it does happen, I want to make the most of the size that I'm at now, you know? Boss fight, quote-unquote. Speaking at midnight, yeah. Time zones are a little bit of an issue. They used to start at 3 a.m. for you, and then I switched to 3 p.m. my time. So... Well, okay. I have ADHD. I don't remember every single person. It's like, when I see people here, I know that they're here consistently, but I just don't, like, remember the names off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know. I like that I can just remember everyone who's happening to join the stream. Yeah. Lilith, you don't always talk, but you are here a lot of the time, as far as I know. I'm glad people like the streams. I try to make them as enjoyable as possible. Oh, I can't quit out super quick. Faster. Thanks, fine. Yeah, the main reason I even enjoy streaming in the first place is to just, like, talk to people who watch my videos, and also, like, do a run of Dark Souls, because that's fun, but the Dark Souls is more of a backdrop to me. I just like interacting with people who happen to have similar interests to me. Like, obviously, if you're watching me do a stream about one of my biggest interests, you probably have similar interests. Yeah, best part as the streamer is definitely the community engagement. That's kind of the reason that I don't stream things I don't think will get a lot of viewers. It's not because it's like I care how many viewers I have. It's like with fewer people, I don't get that engagement, so I want to stream things that get a lot of viewers, right? Which is why I stream Dark Souls so consistently. Because Dark Souls is going to get a lot more viewers than Demon Souls, or... like, if I randomly switch to doing Bloodborne streams, that's going to get a lot fewer viewers, right? Because people are expecting Dark Souls. Or like the Night Rain streams, those were fun, but they just didn't get as many viewers, so there was a lot less chatting. Yeah, well, you're an exception, I think. You don't count. You do count, but not in that way. Vito is the primary reason I put humanity on my hotbar. The Smasher Pass will be happening as soon as I beat the game, but still have to go through the DLC. God damn it, Nito. It didn't happen in time. Unfortunate. Okay, yeah, I feel like the speed is going to be the main detriment for this weapon at this point. That is also unfortunate. Ow. Rude, stop it. Everything's fine. Here we go. Be safe. Cool. Oh my goodness. I feel like several people here are in that same boat. Yeah, Unremarkable in Odd Places is by far my most viewed video, and it's like not even close. Unremarkable in Odd Places for Dark Souls 1 specifically has it just reached over 200,000 views, which is a stupid number. I'm really glad people enjoyed it. The Demon Souls one, I think, is sitting around 3,000 though, fortunately. Any video game character could essentially smash a Pasaka from Dark Souls 1. For sure. I hope you enjoy your date. Thank you for joining, regardless. Soap tier list. Someone's gotta put together a bunch of soap so we can do a soap tier list. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some other videos with a good chunk of views, like highest DPS in Dark Souls 1 has like 140, 150,000 views, something like that. But Unremarkable in Odd Places still consistently gets views to this day. DPS also gets quite a few views, but not as much as Unremarkable in Odd Places. Falling asleep next to you. I'm glad that you have chosen me for your entertainment. I hope to fulfill your entertainment desires. Yeah, true highest DPS. And then I did another follow-up to that in or with Move Swap, but that one got less than 10,000, I believe. Oh, nope. Okay, my microphone is working. That's good. I was worried. Soap that tastes like coriander or cilantro. Oh, coriander and cilantro are the same thing? I did not know that. I think it's more the cilantro that tastes like soap and not the other way around. Soap that makes you wonder if it's worth chewing on it. I think any soap that has a shape to it makes me want to chew on it. I forgot that not everyone is autistic. So like any soap that is shaped like, I don't know, seashells are really common around where I lived, because I lived near the beach for most of my life. But like seashell shaped soap. Seashell shaped soap. Seashell shaped soap. Anyway. That always looked extremely biteable to me. Or like, anytime I watch somebody cut soap in one of those ASMR videos, cilantro is the leaves of coriander, but it's just the same name for both. Okay. I did not know that. Soap shouldn't be food shaped. Speak for yourself. Makes it more fun to chew on. Play-Doh? Okay, I think for me personally, the taste of, or the smell of Play-Doh really puts me off that. I was never a child to chew on Play-Doh, luckily. It's just like the strong salt smell. Several people always bite it. Oops, that's not the one I meant to press. I don't know if I have time for this. Wait. What? What? I've never seen that attack. That was awesome. I tried to jump attack and I failed. It just, like, kick-flipped off my face. Why did that do no damage? Was it that just the shockwave? That was so cool. See, there's a reason this is my favorite boss. Oh my goodness. There's a jump attack. 796. I don't know if that was instability or not. Used to chew on Lego tires. I've heard good things about that. Ah. That was awesome. Wow. We both just horribly missed each other. Horrible run back. I don't think there's a single boss in Dark Souls 1 that's a particularly horrible run back other than, like, Seath. Seath is pretty bad. Otherwise, though, like... I don't know. Alameets is annoying because it's right there, but it's, like, just long enough to be annoying. Artorias is the same way. I think runbacks are more part of the boss. Or rather, the boss is part of the level more than the runback is part of the boss, you know? So I don't particularly dislike runbacks in any games. Like, even the Luddensallen runback is extremely overhated. But Sanctuary Guardian is my favorite boss in the entire series by quite a wide margin. I don't know, not quite a wide margin, but by a margin for sure. I love the fact that most of the people who watch me are either autistic, trans, or both. Plastic is better. Run back shots. Oh my god. Erasers are great for shooing. My art teachers always had these like cube, like beige erasers, and they looked so nice to chew on. Those pencil grips that you would get in school, those are also really nice. Those are good texture for chewing. Alumi is my second favorite in Dark Souls 1, specifically. I want to redo my Dark Souls boss tier list video, because I've played Dark Souls 2 and 3 a lot more since then, and have come to enjoy all of their bosses a lot more, but... I don't know. I feel like... I feel like it would just be more controversial because I love Luddensallen, who are considered one of the worst bosses in the series just because of their runback. But I love Luddensallen. It's such a good fight. Generate power. That's impressive. A neck hole of a shirt. Thankfully, I never got into chewing those. My brother did, though. Keyboard is so weird to, like, roll with. On bottle lids? Like, water bottle lids? Because I still do that without thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, the idea of chewing an eraser is better than actually chewing an eraser. But just the fulfillment of that idea, I think, is great. What's better, Sanctuary Guardian or 2 Sanctuary Guardian? I mean, more the merrier, right? Unfortunately, I don't think Sanctuary Guardian is particularly meant to be fought with more than one of them, but... You know, just because of the weapon that I'm using, I do really want to fight Calamite, but I don't want to do everything that is required to actually unlock Calamite, because it takes forever. Oops, I didn't mean to turn off gravity. So I'm gonna do this, if I can get to Calamite and activate him quicker. Pardon me. Because Calamite is weak to strike and lightning. So I'll actually do a good chunk of damage to Calamite, and I think it'll be funny. Get chat back on top of the DSR gadget window. There we go. Hey there. Where is he? Okay. Straws? I mean, straws are too easy to chew on now, you know? So you're like kind of supposed to chew on them. controller sticks. I've never tried that, actually. I don't think I... That's not true. I had a broken PS2 controller that one of the, like, grips on the sticks was half ripped off. I think it was just from overuse, but when it came off, I did chew on it, and it was very nice. Okay. I don't think Sunlight Blade is going to be particularly useful for Artorias, but more damage is more damage. Oh my god, Artorias on keyboard is... This is so weird. My strafing techniques don't work nearly as well on keyboard. That is good damage, though. Wow. Hit. Okay, that's close. Almost got a buff. My brain doesn't work as well with mouse and keyboard as well. Like, my in-game movements just kind of translate into controller movements in my brain. That doesn't happen to me as easily on keyboard, just because I'm not used to keyboard nearly as much. So, like, my brain doesn't just click with mouse and keyboard. But, there you go. Very easy. Because we do stupid damage. I don't think you can strafe the first front flip, but the second and third you can strafe, yeah. Makes it very easy. You can get a hit between the second and third as well, but you have to roll the third. You do have to watch your stamina. So if you dodge the first, strafe the second, attack, and then roll the third, and then you can get another attack if you have enough stamina. So you can get very, very good damage on Artorias pretty easily. Should I fit Calamite now or after Manus? I'll do it after Manus. The like highlight other person's name thing, it works, but it doesn't show you that it works. So if you type somebody's username out, you have to use the correct capitalization and everything. But if you type someone's username out, it will highlight it for them, even if you don't use the @ symbol. You just can't see that it's highlighting it for them. Chester can invade you? Okay, so fun fact, I've never been through this DLC with you're in human form. So apparently, I never knew that Chester could invade you here. Interesting. I'm sure I can just run past, no problem, right? I like his hat. His hat is funny. Like wearing his hat with stupidly big armor. Hey, can you not, please? He's just chilling up there. I didn't know it highlighted names, like, in sections of other words. I thought you specifically had to type out the name as its own word. Rolling attack is a thrust? I mean, it's thrust-ish. It would be funny if it did thrusting damage, so you could use the leering. That'd be funny. Get huge counter damage. I believe the highest AR thrusting weapon is the pickaxe, actually, off the top of my head. I've never been human here, so I've never been invaded by anyone. I'm not usually human when I play these games, but the drip unfortunately necessitates humanity. Very funny damage. That for later. Yeah, the jumping, pointing, and laughing at you is so great. Reminds me of the full arm length point directly in Aaron's face that Danny does during the tic-tac tongue game when he picks up the thing. I mean, at this point, I'm not exploring any new areas. I've played this game for well over 1,000 hours. So I just never even think about being human. I've probably been invaded by Chester before. I just didn't remember. That wouldn't surprise me. Personally, I don't care about invasions. I can't quit out quickly. I forgot. Go, 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 go faster. Uh. So being able to like be embered at any point, regardless of not being near a bonfire, doesn't really matter to me at all. But also, there are so many bonfires in Dark Souls 3 that it doesn't matter anyway. You can make a root joke at a thrusting damage, but can't be bothered. Entirely valid. Good morning, Krista. I hope you had a nice nap. Pardon me? Blowhead mage is fine. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason she was a smash last time. He was in my way. I had to move him. He was just sitting there. I don't know. Not my fault. Well, look. It doesn't matter who was there first. I'm more important, okay? My weapon is plus 15. I'm pretty sure. Yep, plus 15. You did giant dad invasions here? Look. When the chain prisoner gets... I don't know if I should elaborate on that, actually. When the chain prisoner frequently gets called a goddess by many very pretty women, then we'll talk about their level of importance. So... A 10 out of 10? I mean, he's fun. He's fun once you know him. Learning him was my least favorite experience of Dark Souls 1. So like, just for that, I could not give him 10 out of 10. I'd give him like 8 out of 10. Because he is really fun once you learn him, but learning him is awful. If I can jump attack. Getting a strong attack is very dangerous here, because I don't know if I'd have time for that. Uh-oh. I didn't think that'd be the follow-up. Everything's fine. Remember that time I lost because there was a miracle resonance sign? I got so distracted by the miracle resonance sign that I just died. That's a follow-up. Forgot. Yeah, voice tanking Manus is very funny. That was actually how I beat him in my first playthrough. The first time I beat him, I ended up voice tanking him, which I had learned from the Four Kings. I don't know if that follow-up was safe, but it's fine. The lightning added a lot more damage than I was expecting it to. Speaking of adding damage, oh my god, okay, so there's a YouTube channel, I don't remember what it is, but there's a YouTube channel that made, like, Dark Souls 2 tutorials, and they made one about Dark Weapon, and said that Resonant Weapon isn't better than Dark Weapon because it takes an extra attunement slot, and doesn't do that much more damage, but like, it just does more damage. It doesn't take very many souls. The extra attunement slot shouldn't be an issue, because by the time you're using Resonant Weapon, like, you'll be a high enough level for that. And I mentioned that in the comments, and somebody, I don't remember the exact context, but I mentioned that, what's it called? The Whisper of Whisper of Despair is like very powerful in Dark Souls 2. Like, you'll be doing 80 to 100 more damage per hit with Whisper of Despair. And somebody said that it doesn't do that much more damage and Whisper of Despair isn't good, which baffled me. I don't understand how you can come to that conclusion. Anyway, I had to rant about that for a little bit because Resonant Weapon is just better than Dark Weapon if you have the levels for it. And Whisper of Despair is busted. Just a little silly. Always teased him with a bow. I think you should fight Manus. Manus is fun. I have 28 strength, the requirement for one-handing. Plus, when I'm two-handing, I get to strength soft cap scaling. It would technically be one lower, but for the one-handed requirement, I still went to 28 instead of 27. Alright. The only time I ever cheesed Manus with the bow was the bow only playthrough because I thought it was funny. But then I actually fought him with the bow in Remass Test, and it was very, very fun. I was actually kind of... I was gonna not cheese Manus because I knew the fight with only a bow would be fun, and it was, but for the video I had to cheese him. It was just necessary, unfortunately. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up a little bit. Get to Calamite a little bit quicker. Doesn't Sunlight Blade, or yeah, doesn't Gwyn have like a ton of resistance to Sunlight Blade? Or to Lightning, so Sunlight Blade is going to be basically useless against Gwyn. I think that was the next boss already, while going into one of the harder bosses in this game. Probably should have leveled up, but it's fine. I don't think he has lightning. You don't need to kill the giant blacksmith for the hawk ring. You can just walk back there. What? Okay, that's cool. Thanks, Calamite. Ah, hitboxes. That's the one attack that I feel like has a weird hitbox for Calamite's attacks. Like most of his hitboxes are fine. Tail slam. Okay, actual damage. Oh my god. That third was greedy. Whoa. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, if I hadn't been greedy. So this time, this is the one. Pardon me. But she transformed into 2 Calamites after you beat him, so you could get the Obsidian Greatsword just like the Sanctuary Guardian. Pardon me. I mean, I like Calamite a lot more than Midir. Midir's fine. He's a fun fight, but he definitely lasts a little too long. Looking back for the tail slam is sus. Oops, that's not the button I meant to press. Well, yeah, but there are 2 Sanctuary Guardians specifically so that you can get the tail cut if you missed it. Like, that's why they did that, I'm pretty sure. Uh-oh. Everything's fine. I've never actually used the Obsidian Greatsword. I've been meaning to do a stream with it eventually. Wait, did the shockwave? What? Why did that do a second hit? Is it because the shockwave in the water? Is that what happened there? That's not the attack I was waiting for. That's fine. That's fine. That did so little damage, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I was closer to the wall than I was. Okay, good damage. Okay. Yeah, even without lightning, good damage. Because he's so weak to strike. He's a lot more resistant to lightning than he is strike. So he is least resistant to lightning of the elements. I still don't know the timing on that. I feel like I should by now. I've done Calamite hit list so many times, but... No, he's not weak. He's the tankiest boss in the game. He just happens to not be at all resistant to strike damage. One more. Read. There we go. Easy. Okay, now we got Gwen and then Dark Souls 2 Smash or Pass. I'm interested because there are a lot of things in Dark Souls 2 that I have never actually seen, so I'm excited for this. Where is Ring? No, thank you. The weakest point of the dragon, the back leg joint. It's okay. The end of the stream is gonna be. Oh, I need to finish this off human though. End of the stream is gonna be made better by Dark Souls 2 Smash or Pass. Took like 8 hours. I really appreciate the effort that you put into that. Aren't there like 250 slides almost or something? Might have to speed through a few of them. 30 minutes of this stream.
Sorry, fool.
Oh, you mean the the dragon's cloaca? That's right. I forgot that I hit the cloaca. Do dragons have cloacas? I think they do. Yeah, I'm very excited because I already know a few of them, like, you know, Ruin Sentinels, obvious easy smash, Lucatiel, obvious easy smash, Malenja, obvious easy smash, Emerald Herald, obvious easy smash. But then there's stuff like, I don't know, like a lot of the armored enemies in the same situation with Dark Souls 1, where you're just kind of like people in armor, but depending on how good the armor looks. Gonna Yeah, Ornifex is also an obvious easy smash. I'm just not gonna have that equipped. Don't worry, it's extra life salt if you missed anything. I'm not gonna blame you. I mean, Dark Souls 1 also has the Crow Demons. Spectre deserves the complaints, to be fair. Pardon me. Osakas definitely have tentacles. I don't think that's arguable. Eggpot on keyboard. Oh, I probably should have put the Hornet Ring on. It's fine. What's the one-handed roll? That's interesting. Wow. Was that the fast parry? Or was that the fast attack, rather? That was the fast attack. And bonk. I like plin plin bonk. Plin plin bonk. Words are hard. Leave me alone. Easy. Okay, thoughts on the weapon. Very powerful. Very, very good damage. I think I personally prefer the Demon's Great Axe just because it does more damage to a lot of things. Even with Sunlight Blade. I think Sunlight Blade is better served on faster weapons, obviously, but, you know. Very fun weapon. I like it. Not as slow as I was expecting it to be, actually. Anyway. Have a good night, Failure. Thanks for being here while you could. Good luck with whatever it is you gotta do. Alright, now we switch to Smash or Pass. I am biased towards it, but I still do prefer the Demon's Great Axe. In terms of, like, heavy, slow weapons. Alright, let me get up the... quick. I know what I'm doing. I know how to stream. Probably. Change account. This one. I don't. Dresses matters particularly. Let me get up music as well. What music do we want to hear? I could do like Majula for the whole thing. We could switch it up. I could just do the Demon Souls character creation again. What music do we want? I think I could find like a playlist of like relaxing Souls. Yeah. Majula. Okay. Majula it is. Majula plus ambience 1 hour. Majula theme extended. Have this loop. Hear that as well. I don't know how loud this is gonna be, so if this is too loud, let me know. Gonna take over an hour? I mean, the other one didn't take that long. Let me put the actual thing into slideshow mode. Oh. Is it too loud? Because on OBS is showing it to be very quiet. Let me actually add sure that this. Okay, Smasher Pass Edition. That's really funny. I didn't even notice that. Okay. It's a little quiet, actually. Hold on. How is that? Turn it up. Okay. If I should turn up the music more, let me know. But I guess we can just start it. That's gonna be a pass immediately. Audio Warlock, Howling Magus. That's also gonna be a pass. The goat head is a nice touch, and the dress is cute, but I don't know. The manipulation of the crowds doesn't do it for me. Wife extra wiki. Oh yeah. I just want to point out up here the if any mess to blame them. Otherwise, it is by. Is it? Do you pronounce it Arium? I assume. Okay. Anyway, pass. The armor is really nice. That's gonna be a smash. I don't know. I don't know why. I could not explain it, but that's definitely a smash. That one is a pass though. I think the pauldrons kind of ruin it for me. Wow. Let's drop my water bottle. Tiny bit quieter. Making it quieter is actually easy. There we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the pauldrons are unfortunately going to make it a pass for me with that electric katana too. Oh my god. Okay, but like, look at the tongue. You know? I think that is going to have to be a pass though, just again for my sexual health. That's a smash, easy. I don't know. I think this is another case of if it is a man, pass. If it is not a man, that's a smash. Dennis is definitely gonna be a pass. I'm sorry, Dennis. You just made me angry early in the game. Armored skeleton. I think all the skeletons are gonna end up like being a pass. But Arch Freak Pilgrim. Ashen Crawler. These are the guys that explode in the DLC. That's gonna be a pass for me. That's 100% a smash. Are you kidding me? Obviously. That's gonna be a pass. I don't know. They're a little too skinny for me. Don't really have anything to make up for it. Aslatiel is gonna be a pass. But for being in relation to Lucatiel, that is definitely gonna elevate a status. I've never paid attention to these guys. That's going to be a pass for me as well. A lot more passes than Dark Souls 1, but we also just have a lot more to go through here. That's going to be a pass for me as well. The Sand Basilisks. Okay, we can just assume that every beast passes the Hardness test. Okay. The Sand Basilisks with the tiny eyes are a pass. But the big eyes, they kind of look like something other than eyes. So, smash. Bane Digger. You get 2 for the price of 1 here. You get the size difference. Like, I don't know. But they are kind of masculine. I don't know. Actually, the big one kind of... That's going to be a smash. Oh my god. Oh my. That's going to be a pass, unfortunately, but I get it. The gargoyles are a smash. Spellkeeper. No. Pass. That's... Ooh. I think that one's a smash. Break Blood Knight. That's also going to be a pass, unfortunately. Boneless Skeleton. For the same reason as Dark Souls 1, which I did not elaborate on, that is a smash. Bowman Guthrie. It's going to be a pass just for the name. Butcher Phantom. Now, are they anything related to Mildred? Because if they're even remotely similar to Mildred, that's a smash. But just based off of this, I think it's a pass. It's basically Mildred. Yeah, but they're like wearing clothes. Katarina Knight. Can you just like be invaded by this, or is this like a New Game Plus thing? I've never seen this. Because this is the what's it called? Where Dennis invades you in New Game, right? I think it's gonna be a smash though. They ain't chunky. That's true. That's a fair point. Hard Lois Knight. I think that's a smash. I couldn't explain why though. Chariot Lance Executioner. Where is this? That looks like Hades. Is this a New Game Plus thing as well? I've never seen that. That's a pass for me though. That's gonna be a pass. They freak me out, but I get it. Crag Slippers, that's gonna be a smash for obvious reasons. Crescent Sickle Phantom, that's a pass. Definite smash for both of them, obviously. Perstar, this is listed as an enemy in Fextra. Again, I want to keep my hair. Just for my sexual health, that's gonna be a pass. That's a smash for obvious reasons. Smash for obvious reasons. They're called dark suckers. Absolutely smash. I had no idea they were called dark suckers. That's awesome. That's gonna be a pass. I'm gonna be honest. Their bloated stomach for the longest time, I did not think was the stomach. That's gonna be a pass for me though. Abyss Ironclad, it's gonna be a pass, I think. Level, also a pass. Obvious smash. I assume this was a Fextra comment. That's really funny. Definite smash. Pretender to the Xanthus Throne. I like the Xanthus set in Dark Souls 2. So just for that reason, that's gonna be a smash. Tenebrous Rogue. I think that one's gonna be a pass for me. The Ghost of Prince's Past. Yeah, Ricard, that one's also gonna be a pass. I think I passed on Ricard in Dark Souls 1 as well. Underworld Deadeye. Just because this is the most annoying enemy in the entirety of this area, that's an easy pass for me. I hate this one. It's so annoying. I love the inclusion of the Yuri. Obvious easy smash. Dingy Cleric Phantom. I know it's dingy, but is it supposed to be similar to Anastasia? I mean, I love Anastasia, and just for that relation, it's an easy smash. Dragon smash, even though they're drakes. Is it specifically Fextra that called it a dragon? Dragonfang Villard. I get it, but for me, that's gonna have to be a pass. Dragon form in general, easy smash. I mean, I actually really like the dragon form in Dark Souls 2, but it's not nearly as powerful as Dark Souls 1, obviously. Yeah, just straight up dragon. Thing. Dragon Acolyte. These are the guys in Aldia's Keep. They look cozy. I think it's gonna have to be a smash just because of that. The Dragon Knight. Yeah. These guys look really similar to Villard. This one is gonna be a smash. Oh yeah, the hammer ones are definitely the worst enemy in the game. I really like I like your director's commentary. Yeah, it is the only form with defense and poise, but it also doesn't do extra damage or anything. I think just because these guys are so annoying, they're gonna be a pass. Also a pass for the same reason. Also a pass for the same reason. Just because I have horrible arachnophobia, that's a pass, but I get it. I have Enter on his head, the dragon form one, because it's cool. Facsimile giant. You know, again, I get it, but this one's gonna be a pass for me. City of Avarice, they're not called mimics in this game. I mean, Smash, obviously, 100%, but I didn't know they were called that. Torturer. Not my thing, but I get it, so pass for me personally. I don't think I've ever encountered these two, actually. The Faram armor is my favorite armor in Dark Souls 2. I've never seen this one, so smash on this one, pass on this one. Falconer. They have birds. Torture smash. Good to know, Chris. That's gonna be a pass for me. That's an obvious smash. Obvious easy smash. As much as I hate fighting Sharon, like, obvious. Is that the spider's thing? Is that what she has? Huh. Pass. Forlorn is so incredibly annoying. He's been invading me. They have been invading me in the worst possible spots in all of my recent playthroughs, and I don't understand. Yeah, what? So the spider's fang is the one that shoots webs and slows you down. The spider silk does not shoot webs, despite being silk instead of. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, pass. I'm gonna be honest. These guys aren't that bad. They have some weird hitboxes, especially on like their AOE attack, but I don't know. You just like hit them a couple times and it's not an issue. So that's gonna be. They're spiky and it looks uncomfortable. I'm gonna say pass for me, but I definitely get it. That's a obvious smash. Are they? Is it actually spelled jailer? I guess that's just a different spelling of jail, right? It's gonna be a pass for me though. No comment. You know, smash actually, despite the other one. That's gonna be a pass. That's gonna be a pass. It's gonna be a pass. That's gonna be a pass. I get all these, honestly, but just for me personally, also a pass. Also a pass. Also a pass. We got a lot of passes in a row. This is unfortunate. Yeah, I know. Obvious, not just basilisks, but like, I don't feel like disclosing my opinion on that one. It is a pass. Just to be clear, it is a pass. But I get it. You know? Oh my god. Smash just because Goblin, and pass because why does it look like that? I have empathy for these guys because of Happy Souls, but generally that's going to be a pass for me. That's also a pass. These guys are a smash. I love the Hate Knights. Their armor looks so nice on them. Like on the, I don't think it looks as good on the player, especially mixed with other armor sets, but they really like how the Hate Knights look and are. Those are both going to be passes. A pass. That's a pass. That's also a pass. I don't know. A lot of these are just guys, right? So pass, 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 smash, pass, 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 pass. They just look like humans. For the Rat King specifically, not a smash, but I get it. I would not get it for just a normal rats though. Anyway, that's a pass. Invisible hollows. I don't think they would be. I don't know. For reasons that I don't think I can properly explain with my limited vocabulary, it's definitely a pass. Ironclad Soldier. I think this is a situation where if it's a man, that is a pass. If it's a woman, it's a smash for sure. They don't even have a head. A pass. Too many phantoms. There's a lot of them, especially in New Game Plus, yeah. Same situation. If this is a man, pass. Otherwise, smash. That's an easy smash, very obviously. Also very easy smash. I mean, I get it, but that's a pass for me. That's also a pass. Aldrin the Assassin. I'd like... What armor is this? This armor doesn't look unique. But... I don't know. I like it. I think that's a smash for me. Masked Mannequin, they also don't have heads. But these guys specifically, I think, are going to be a smash for me. Obvious, easy smash. Rowena, also a smash. I like her fit. Nameless Usurper. Isn't this, Lycia? Lycia's going to be a pass. The Shadows. Oh yeah, isn't this one in the actual boss fight with the Flexile Sentry? And it's like super unique. It's the only one that looks like that. It's unique, and there's two of them, but one of them is a normal one, one of them is a unique one. It doesn't appear anywhere else or anything. Generally, I think these guys are going to be a smash for me, though. Ogres? I get it. I really do. But I think that's going to be a pass for me. I'm going to turn down Majula a little bit, because it gets kind of loud at this part. Again, if it's a man pass, otherwise smash. Welcome, Jesus T-post for our sins. We are doing Dark Souls 2 Smash or Pass because Orium, that person, was kind enough to put together the Dark Souls 2 Smash or Pass list, like I did for Dark Souls 1. Hi! The old knights. If they are man, pass. If they are woman, smash, obviously. Oliver the Collector. Isn't... No, I don't know. That looks like the Baldur Knight set, actually. Kind of, with the shape of it. I don't know. Or Baronite Knight, not Baldur Knight. But that's going to be a pass for me. Pagan Tree. It likes being whipped. That has to be a smash. Obvious smash. No thank you. It's a pass. Spiders can't do it for me. Technically a threesome. Like, I would get it, but, you know, arachnophobia. Peculiar Kindler. I feel like just because their name is hard to say, that's going to be a pass for me, for obvious reasons. I like the little turtle guys down here. They're cute, but not smash material, so pass. Pass. Smash. Pass. They don't got much going on. I get it, but personally, that's going to be a pass. Smash. Prison Sinner? Oh, these are the guys join the Lost Sinner boss fight, right? In New Game Plus? Your name is not hard to say. Didn't get the butterfly name. The Poison Broomer? Is a male and female? Yeah, the guy is a pass, the woman is a smash, like usual. Oh my goodness. that is not a cobalt. Yeah, it's gonna be a pass. Rampart Golem. That's gonna be a smash. Sonic the Hedgehog. If it looks more like actual Sonic, it would be a smash. Otherwise, you know, too spiky, same thing as earlier. You don't say the full... I'm not talking about your entire government name. I'm talking about the first name. Kindler. You're not gonna... Look, there are situations in which, in this context, you would be saying their name. And I wouldn't be able to say Kindler in an attractive way in that context. That's what I'm getting at. It's just your first name. Yeah, these guys spin dash. That's gonna be a pass. Also a pass. I feel like once they get warmed up and hopefully don't have frostbite, that's gonna be a smash. Otherwise, they're too cold and it would be a pass, but I'll just say smash because I've been passing a lot. Pass, unfortunately. A situation, again, where if it is a man, pass. If it is a woman, smash. Sonic the Hedgehog is a huge pass. I thought you liked the spiky. These guys are extremely annoying, and one of them broke a chest in one of my playthroughs, and it was very obviously on purpose. And I hate them for that, so pass. Absurdly long name, because paperwork would be funny. The corrosive ant queen. Why is it in Majula? Did someone just put it in Majula to get a better picture of it? That's gonna be a pass. Unfortunately, my entomophobia is not doing it. Same situation. If it's a man, pass. If it's a woman, smash. Same situation. Easy smash. Easiest smash in my life. They're just the armor, but like, look at it, you know? Pass. I would... While I enjoy explosions, not like that. Same situation here. If it's a man, pass. Otherwise, smash. That's an easy smash. I mean, like, I get it if you would pass, but that's an easy smash. The teeth on these guys. That's gonna be a pass. I don't like getting poisoned. That's another. Hearing you out. That's definitely pass for me. Stone Knights, I get it, but are gonna have to be a pass for me. The Rin Sentinels are so hot, and it would be a foursome too with you, you know? Or, 5 some in the castle. Stone Soldiers, that's a pass, unfortunately. That's a pass. If they're a man, pass. Otherwise, smash. Smash, obviously. If they're a man, pass. Otherwise, smash again. That's a pass. The aberrations. God, in vanilla, there's just kind of two? Is there one or two in the Sinner's Rise? They're really annoying. But anyway, pass. I hate those things. These guys are annoying, but they do have 2 giant shields, which is really cool. So if they fit my lesbianism, then smash. Hello, O. 2. I feel like I was playing Pokemon Snap. Trying to get the best pictures of them. It's gonna be a pass for... Well, okay, I get it, but it's gonna be a pass. It's also gonna be a pass. Gold Dwell Shot. I mean... That's gonna be a pass, but again, I get it. If I wasn't a lesbian, it would definitely be a smash. Vorgol the Center. That's an incredible name. But it's gonna be a pass. It's gonna be a pass. Wall Watchman. Oh, this is the guy that shows up right after the Priestess Eye. I mean, just kind of looks like Ricard. That's a pass. Vorgol is a pass for the name alone. Yeah, that one, Nintendo DS graphics. I mean, that's kind of just extra. There hasn't been Ornifex yet, but we also, what slide are we on? 160? We still got a lot of slides left. The non-invisible ones of these are gonna be a smash, but for this one, it's a pass. Because, I don't know. I feel like the spectral nature just kind of removes some of their appeal. Bully is a pass because they're annoying. Just assume they're of age. Did they look exactly the same? Have the same build and everything? Both of them are incredibly annoying and are both passes. Whatever order of texture I've had them, I assume there's no difference in luck. Cool. I assume that the repeats are going to be like post-dot or whatever, right? Flash Giants, that's going to be a pass. I mean, I get it, but, you know, pass. Pursuer, same thing I said earlier, obviously. Executioner's Chariot. That's going to be a hard pass for me. Flexile Sentry is an easy smash. I mean, look at it, you know? Looking Glass Knight, if they fit with my lesbianism, is a smash. Skeleton Lords are going to be a pass. They just don't got anything going on, you know? Center is a smash, for obvious reasons. Belfry Gargoyles, like I said earlier. Ruin Sentinels, plural, is even more of a smash. Have a good day, Gwendolyn. Thank you for joining while you could. Or good night, whatever time it is for you. The horse is the boss for the chariot. So yes. But it's also not a horse, it's a golem, right? Because you splash, if you put holy water on it, it doesn't do damage. So it's not like an actual horse. The Vanguard, gotta love the Mohawk. But it's gonna be a pass for me, unfortunately. Royal Red Authority. Is this the little guys or is this the actual boss itself? That is going to be a pass for me though. Notchka, obvious smash. Freya, I get it, but that's going to be a pass for me. Obvious smash. That's a giant dog one? Huh. It looks... Is that just a scaled up version of the other ones? Vanguard is a reluctant pass. Those legs. That's kind of why I don't like her. And the whole Fang situation going on. The Rotten... I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I get it, but it's going to be a pass for me. Old Dragon Slayer. I mean, based on what we went with last time, with Ornstein being a red-haired woman, that's going to be a smash. Obligatory Vor move. I get it. But for me, that's going to be a pass. Ooh. Nacho cheese and Cool Ranch. We got red Kool-Aid and blue Kool-Aid. I think I'm going to have to say smash for both of them, actually. Golden King. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to go ahead and move the chat. Move the chat window, but I'm moving this just so you can get a better view of this going on. Guardian Dragon. It's going to be a smash, obviously. For obvious reasons. Yeah, I think I agree that blue smelter is hotter than red smelter. Seaman of Dong. I mean, I get it, but unfortunately, despite the name, for me, that is going to have to be a pass. Velstadt is going to be a pass. Vendrick is going to be a pass. Dark Lurker, easiest smash of my life, especially phase 2. Are you kidding me? Dragon Rider is going to be a pass. Both of them. So is this just like the whole thing? Because like, if we're going with like, how do I articulate these two? Yes. The rest, no. Again, I get it. They got a lot going on. I actually really like their cape up here and the crown and everything, but that's gonna be a pass for me. Okay, well, for the Dark Lurker, easiest smash of my life was an exaggeration with that sword, dude. It is a very big sword. Ancient Dragon. Smash. I think if they only come as a pair, it's going to be a pass for me, unfortunately, because the Defender does not do it for me. But if individuals, if it was just the Watcher, very easy smash. Nishandra, you know, I think that's going to be a smash for me, actually. All these are pass. Alana, definitely smash. Then I feel like I would probably get an STI. But yeah, I mean, there are other dragons, you know, that's gonna have to be a pass. I don't want an STI. Again, if it's all three, actually, smash, even if it is all three. All three individually and all three together, for sure. Fume Knight. I get it. I really do. But I think that's gonna have to be a pass for me. It'd be not worth it, actually. Yeah, that's my thought process. Sorolon would also be a pass. Burnt Ivory King. This guy's really cool, but not smashable for me personally. Smash. Smash. If they're bosses, then their other form is shown? Like, if they don't got another form, then they get skipped. Okay, I don't know. Oh, like Nishandra's other form, right? Obvious smash. Rowan's a smash. Dinah and Tilo. Yeah, smash. 2 ogres block the trans coffin. It's truly tragic. Transphobic ogres. Smash, obviously. I get it, but not my type. S. Smash. I mean, like, are you kidding me? She got the whole this going on. She's got it in a tight ponytail. She's ready. Obviously smash. Incredible drip over here. Carhillion. That's gonna be a pass for me. Oh my god, that hairline. That's gonna be a pass. Smash. I mean, like, the way she talks to you, completely ignoring her physical form, the way she talks to you, it has to be, right? Gilligan is going to be a pass. Fun fact, he was almost a child trafficker before they changed the story near the end of development. Malin. I kind of hate Malin, if I'm being honest. But pass. He's just the easiest smash in the game. Yeah, Shalquar flirts with you for sure. That's my point, right? So it has to be a smash. It's going to be a pass. And her, again, I get it. Not my type, so pass. That is not a fun fact. Yeah, so Shanalot was going to be a child, and Gilligan was going to be trafficking her. But they ended up not going with that storyline, thankfully. Melantra, obvious smash, right? Lycia, like, if it's a one-night stand, sure, but otherwise I hate her. So, my pate. Ugh. I get it, but that's a pass for me. Navlan? Where does he show up? Oh, he's the guy who's who's like locked in Aldia's keep, right? I get it, but that's gonna be a pass for me. Same thing there. Smash. Easy smash. Evil cast one. That's gonna be a pass for me, but I very much get it. Same thing there. That's a pass. Just like Pate, that's a pass. Falcon. That's also a pass. I mean, a lot of these are just guys, right? Evil cast one. That's also a pass. Titchy Grin. I forgot about Titchy Grin. That's gonna be a pass. Grandal's a pass. Rat King. I mean, if he wasn't a rat, it would be a smash. And also, if he wasn't half-rotted. Magorold? Oh my goodness, he looks like that. He looks Swedish. I get it, but unfortunately, once again, not my type. Head of Vengarl. Also a pass for me. Ornifex, easy smash. Drummond. He's in the memory. That's the rot adds texture. That's awful. I get it, but that's awful. That's gonna be a pass for me. Man Scorpion Tark. I get it, but unfortunately not my type. Cromwell. Just rip off. Actually, the music or the armor is really nice. What's the Oswald or something in Dark Souls 1? He's kind of rip off Oswald, who is also a pass for me, I think. Chancellor Wellator is also a pass. Nashandra, but this form specifically is also a smash. They don't actually look like this, but I don't care. So smash. Actual King Vendrick. I get it, but that's gonna be a pass for me. Oh my goodness. I didn't know Alsana even had a physical form, if I'm being honest. I get it. I don't know. She's really skinny. Doesn't got much going on. But she is also just like... Yeah, literally called a MILF. It has to be a smash. I think this one's gonna be a smash for me, just because of clothes. Yeah, eat some food. Linkor. I don't know who this is. It looks like the bell tower. It's gonna be a pass for me. Claire. She's cute. She's a smash. Jester Thomas. Isn't this Magorold? That's gonna be a pass for me just because of that armor. Felicia? I assume that's how you pronounce that. And NPC. Oh, these are summons. Okay. I mean, that's gonna be a smash, I think. Boyd. Jester Thomas goes crazy. I get it, but really just not my type. I think Boyd is gonna have to be a pass for me, but I definitely really get that one. That's gonna be a pass. Oh my goodness. That's very easy smash. Luat is gonna be a pass. Match for sure. Oh, that's the last one. I'm glad you ended on Pasaka. That's really funny. Wow, that was a lot less time than I was expecting it to be, though I did rush through a lot of those kind of intentionally. How long have we been? That was like over half an hour. Yeah, there you go. There's my Dark Souls 2 Smash or Pass rankings. I'm gonna go eat some food. So that was really fun. And thank you again, REM, for putting all this together. That saves me a ton of work, and this was really fun. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I love you all, and I don't know how to end this. It's time to make a DS3 one, never. If someone does want to make me a Dark Souls 3 one, I will do it for the next stream, which will be the Gwendolyn one. Yes, the Gwendolyn one. So the Pride Month one, which would be perfect. You got 3 weeks to do it. 2 weeks? 3 weeks to do it. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know how to end this.